エリジウム夜9時に男の部屋に行ったところですね。いやー、忘れないように、実家に帰るから忘れないようにって思ってここまで前回やったんだけど、実家に帰ってる間もずっと考えてたこのゲーム続き気になるなーって思ってたから、もう忘れることなんてなかったね。ありがたいよ、このいっぱい調べられるの。経験値もらえるから。ケツがれてる。お、なんだいいの？パーティードラゴンのシルクローブだって。もらった。何もおかしいことは、何言ってるのあなたさっきから。サマラの傘。和風なもの持ってるね。今から演劇とか電気科学必要になるんじゃないよって。ちょっとつけとこうか。アロンリーもともと2位上がってるから、ではそのままでいいか。これで行ってみよう。こんにちは。手に入れました。ありがとう。そうね、もう先に着ちゃったからね。うわ、肩すっごい出てる。ありがとう。こいつはお前より上の立場の人間に思える。
Superior, but he's not in the command chain.
My name is Charles Vildrouin, and I am an official with the
coalition government.
I work for the Institute of Price Stability on assignment from Sur-la-Clé.
I
heard you talking to my friend outside. Very good. Super. I am here to assist you in any way possible. Ask me about the hanging.
No, first ask an innocuous personal question to get the interview off on the right foot. Yes, make it clear you're the one setting the terms here.
本題に入らず、このシルクのローブどこで手に入れたんだい？
We got it from an atelier in the East Delta Commerce Center. Personally, I think it's a little culturally insensitive, but the material is great. Sadly, the shop is now out of business. That's really all I can tell you about it.
That didn't work at all. The lieutenant takes out his notebook and nods to you to proceed.
続けるという、わかった。の現場を実際に目撃したのか、あんたのような役人がなぜマルティネーズに、さっき言ってたよね。あんたの友人について聞きたい。目撃したのかい？
I'm sorry to say I did.
違うよね。これはあんたがやったからか、すべて話してくれ。
Officer, it's very difficult to describe what I saw that night. It was so surreal to me, like in a play.
He holds out his hands and blossoms his fingers, like a drama teacher setting the scene.
演劇必要なんじゃない？
What do you mean, like in a play?
It was just so strange. I could barely comprehend what was happening. I was on the balcony when it happened, getting some fresh air. I remember that first they came in, carrying what looked like a body. And then I saw all the surrounding windows go dead, one by one.
どんどん明かりが消えていった。
That's when I understood. I should not be seeing this.
Sounds like the victim was unconscious, or at least incapacitated. Interesting.
そうね。どんなやつらだ
I
った？
couldn't see their faces well, and there were quite a few of them. But they were very loud and very Martinez. Let's just say that the laboring classes can get rather expressive with their profanities.
何人くらい
I
いた？
couldn't tell you
や
exactly.
っぱ、
Less than 10.
The lieutenant sends you a sharp look at the mention of that number.
ドラマは足の裏。ちょっと話がもう古いな。私はここに来るのが遅かったな、これ。数体の大きなやつはいなかったよな。100何十キロぐらいある。
No, they were all quite human, as far as I could tell.
ドラマらしき人物。タクシードライバーだと思うけどね。
No, but then, I don't know what a drummer is supposed to look like.
I think we can drop the drummer angle. That was my bad.
ごめん。そう。 キムそうだった。自分でちょっと言うのも失敗したなって思ってたんだよね、あの時ね。その後どうした？
I went back inside.
Were you able to see anything from inside?
ないから何か見えました？
The yard was pitch black. There was nothing to see, but I could still hear their voices.
脅
They were
していた。
threatening to kill that poor man.
失ってたのに、奴らは男だったか女だったか。そいつらは何人だった？その後どうした？男のような女が一人いたとは思うんだよね。タクシードライバー。
All men, I presume.
で、
But again,
男だったと
I
思う。
couldn't see very clearly.
そう。女性なんじゃないか
But
な。
we are fairly
やった
certain the lady driver was present.
あれがコアドルバマーみたいなやつだ。もうすぐだ。女性の運転手がいたことはほぼ間違いないんだが、女性は一人もいなかったと断言で
It's
きる
possible,
か？
officer.
可能性あ
But I
るよ
cannot
ね。
say with certainty. It was very dark, you must remember.
何人だった？
I believe they were mostly
白
white,
人だったと
though
思
I
う。
believe I saw two Aeropagites
青レ
among
パ
them.
ガイト人
And
も
I am
いた
quite
気がす
certain
る。
that one spoke with a Mesk accent.
メスクのアクセント。この後はどうした？メスクのアクセント。
Well, that's the strangest part, officer. Nothing happened. It was oddly quiet for a public lynching.
メスクのアクセント確かにあの場にいたっけね、確か。あと一人怪しんでるのは学者さんのお供をしてる人なんですけど、ちょっとまた違う気もするな。何も起こらなかった。公開処刑にしてはあまりに静かだった。やっぱ知ったんじゃない？何も起こらなかったという、まあどういう意味だ？連中はリンチをしたんだぞ。ここ大事そう。
Eventually, their shouts died down, and that was all. There were no
でもなか
gunshots,
った。
no celebratory shouts, no anything.
スカーに終わったんだ。なぜ RCM に通報しなかった？いや、
You're right, of course. That is what one is supposed to do in such circumstances. I was simply in shock. I'm afraid I don't have anything else to add.
About what time was all this happening?
何時くらい
Approximately.
だったか？いやー、もう一つの質問したかった。
All I can say is that it was late.
そういう時間だったとしか。もう一度確認させてほしい。あんたは男は吊るされるところを実際には見てないんだな。
No, I didn't see the corpse until the following day.
もう愛情だ。
Of course, anything I can do to assist the RCM.
あんたのような役人がなぜマルティネー
The
ズに。
coalition is only looking out for the price stability. Inflation is a killer, like a heart disease blocking the normal circulation of the economy. It must be controlled. The economy impacts the entire international community, which is why it requires international oversight.
難しいな。時間が遅いよ。この部屋で何をしてるんだい？
Well, I'm renovating it. It is an interesting
そう
project.
だったね。
The building used to be a 12-story skyscraper before the cannons took the top 4 stories off. You could say I'm undoing some of the material damage the international community caused when
一
we
種の
arrived
官
here.
僚のようなものだ
Yes,
と？
as I said before, I'm a commissioner from Sur-la-Clé working for the Institute of Price Stability. This is one of the main projects of the Moral Inter.
Wait, there isn't actually an Institute of Price Stability, is there? Or maybe there is. God, it's impossible to understand whether someone from the moral intern
落
is
下し
joking
て
or not.
役に立ってないぞ。国際社会とは？
La communauté internationale is what Revacholians colloquially call the coalition. In other words, the nations that stopped the disaster of the revolution.
そうか。国際輪館ってことは聞いたことあるけど、詳しく
It's
教
the
えて。
International Organization for Moralists. Hence, Moralist
なるほ
International.
ど。
The Institute of Price Stability is just one of its many mind babies,
発案
as
さ
is
れ
the
た
coalition.
だけのところ。俺たちは国際倫理機関の犬ってことか？つまり俺たちは元で働いてるんだな。悪いことではなさそうだ。 どうしよう。私結構倫理寄りになってはいるんだけど。
Doing one's job doesn't automatically make one anyone's bitch. Besides, there are more nefarious powers to work for than the moral intern.
フレンドの方に向き直る。あんたも倫理主義者か？
But of course.
何を根拠に？
Because moralists believe in a normal, stable world governed by democratic values.
正常かつ安定した社会ってのはどんな世界だ？マルティネズは正常とも安定とも無縁に思えるけどね。
No. Martinez is something else.
レバショールの他の地域はどうだ？
Rivachol is generally difficult. It's led by an interim government, which means it hasn't yet achieved full democracy. But they are working towards it. You're all doing very well here, relatively speaking.
Mm. そうなんです。私これなんですね。どれも当てはまらないになってしまうんだが、それも倫理主義なんですか、これ。
Is this option D usually the most reasonable answer?
あまりにも極端なものばかりだ。一番退屈な選択肢だな。大抵ね。
Not boring, my friend. Responsible. Moralism is all about compromise and achieving the achievable. It's pragmatic, realistic, and level-headed. An ideology for doers.
こちら側な。
Are you a doer, my
か
friend?
というとそっちになるんだろう。
It looks to me like you are. Now, enough of this delightful political
お
interview.
しまい？
Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
絶対的に安定した価
It
格
is
とは？
the most important thing.
答えになって
It's
ない
the
ぞ。
central goal of any sound monetary policy. Maintaining the price stability is essential to maintaining high levels of economic activity, which is essential for maintaining high levels of employment,
そうね。
which is essential for maintaining the social stability.
Basically, it makes sure the price of bread doesn't change.
そうなの？安定してるパンだけ今。
Too much inflation, bread becomes too expensive. Too much deflation, it becomes too cheap for bakers to produce. That's why the Institute of Price Stability works to keep inflation just below 2%.
何が 2% 以下な
But
んだ？
not too far below. No. Too below
答
is
えになっ
also
てな
bad.
いぞ。
Below,
本
but
当よ。
close to 2%.
このまんまの言葉書いてあっ
The
た。
coalition believes in the importance of informing the public about the benefits of the price stability.
じゃあせっかくだからいただこうかな。パンフレ
A
ット。
sound monetary policy
もらえるも
is
のはもら
essential
う。
for addressing uncertainty. But I don't have my
な
leaflets
んだ
on
っ
me
て
today.
ないじゃん。
That's too bad. You can always call our information line.
なんだい？
Making information available is part of the moral intern's commitment to transparency.
スルラクレについて教え
What's
て。
there to say? Sur-la-Clé is a modern, urbanized country that measures very high on the Human Development and Freedom Index. Mostly, though, it's known as the executive heart of EPIS. Moreover, it is a great sponsor of less emerged countries. Revachol is only one of its many islands whose progress it supports and cherishes.
あ
Darling,
あんまり覚えら
that
れん。
can't be an official
ダーリンって言っ
designation.
た。レバショールがなぜスルラクレの仲間なんだ？
Because a great percentage of Revachol's culture hails from Sur-la-Clé. Its language, its people, its cuisine even. Or at least in the downtown La Delta area.
仕事の話はもう結構です。友人について聞きたい。
My friend. My friend is a good young man. His family immigrated here from Kedra and life has not been easy for him. But he understands the importance of education. He has taken his future into his own hands and that's all that matters.
ケダラとは？
Kedra is a candidate member of APIS. But between you and me, their potential membership is a more contentious issue.
どういう意味？
That it's never going to happen. They entered negotiations in 21 and it's been pending ever since.
ずっと候補のままなんだね。 何度も話し上がってる EPIS とはなんだ？
EPIS is a very special program developed by the moral intern to support certain Occidental nations. It began as a unified system of weights and measures, which proved to be a wild success. Nothing but kilograms and centimeters as far as the eye can see.
ああ、単位の統一システム。
God, yes. Sweet standardization. The backbone of rationality and commerce.
神はセンチメートルって言ってるけど、海外ではちょっと違ったりするかな。
It was such a wild success that we expanded it into an economic union for the processing of steel. Another success. And between you and me, the moral intern feels emboldened by this success.
どれだ？
Emboldened
ほら、
to
すご
take
い。
EPIS
す
to
ご
the
いよ
next
ね。
level.
キー一つで原文がわかるんですよ。キログラムとセンチメートルだった、普通に。あまりにも大きなだから、合わせ。欲張ってるんだな。さらなる発展とは？
A supranational political alliance. The United States of Occident.
ここと似たようなものにな
You
る
mean
のか？
reversion? No, it's going to have transparent democracy.
政治同盟。レバショールもやがては EPIS の一員にな
It's
る
one
の
day
か？
going to be a candidate member of EPIS, sure.
Except that candidate members
네.
never become
候
full
補が
members.
そうなったことはない。
No, no, candidate members do become members.
네.
Why do we even have the whole system in place if they don't? It
一
just takes
生
time.
なれないんじゃないかって言
Time
ってたよ
and
な。
evaluation. But we were talking about my friend here, not
あ
politics.
あ、そうね。あんたらどうやって親しくなったの？
How did any of us become friends? Bad things happening on the Insulan Peninsula? Oil platforms ablaze in the night? Civil wars lasting for years? Finally, the international community is forced to step in.
一体何の話でそんなことで誰が友達になれるわけがない。
Au contraire, it's how millions of people end up where they are.
すぐやめらせ
How
ら
did
れ
any
た。
of us become friends?
言語もそうやってレバショールを占拠しただったんだ
One
な
of。the wonders of democracy is that everyone is allowed to have his own opinion. And not just allowed, encouraged even. Have you ever tried debate?
というと？
Debating. You should consider joining a debating society for adults. I hear they're oodles of fun. I used to have a flyer for one, but
らしい。
now
な
that
い
I
でしょ？
start thinking of it, it was for an improv class anyway. It's this funny theater thing, you know? Very creative. Helps relieve stress.
A chill runs down your spine as you envision a half dozen people in professional attire standing around a chair, awkwardly pretending to be waiting for a motor
もう
bus.
概念家
It's
さんは
neither funny nor creative.
乗ってないな。彼がどういう人間なのかまだ何も聞けてないが。
Sorry. Who?
あんたの友人だよ。タバコを捨ててないせ
But I
ね。
told you, officer. He's a bright young man here to pursue his
わ
education.
かんないよ。
Education is the
才能があるんだな。
foundation of our future, especially the arts. It is a cornerstone of our civilization.
彼の本名は？
Officer, you have to understand. I can't give you his personal information. I'm sure you have your own methods and databases, right?
彼について話
Please
せ
don't
る
put
の
me
は
in
こ
this situation.
こで美術の勉強をしていることだけだと。
He's deeply enmeshed in the study of the fine arts, yes.
具体的な専
He's a
攻は？
truly free spirit. He likes all the arts. Perhaps graphic design, printmaking, who knows? The world is open wide for a talented youth like him.
なぜ一人で彼の部屋にい
I'm
る？
just enjoying the view.
景色を楽しむ。こっち側にはないよな。真っ暗だぞ。
Listen,
何も聞こえない
the
ぞ。
Insulindian Bay.
あんたの友人の話をしてい
My
たはず
friend
だ
comes
が
and。goes. I'm sure you've seen him around. He's a busy bee.
A busy bee? What an
まあ
odd
行ったり来
choice
たり
of
してるような
words.
イメージあるよね。
Sorry, but I told you, officer. He's deeply in. He's a truly free spirit.
あ、それで終わ
He
り。
likes all.
That's
I'm
a
just
story.
enjoying the view.
景色を楽しむ。
A dead body we still need to get down, by the way.
Listen. The Insulindian. This place used to be a luxury accommodation before the revolution. Apartments, of course. But the million real view stays. You can't take that away. My friend comes in.
A busy bee. What an odd choice of words.
Kedra is a candidate that it's never going to happen. They enter negotiations in 21 and it's been pending ever since.
ケドラの何がわかるんだ？あったかいところなのか寒いところなの
It's
か。
warm.
暖
It's
かいと
also
ころ。
known for its mandarin trees and dust storms from Supramundi.
うーん。
Kedra's an emerging market, but it still has a long way to go. Maybe that's why my friend's menage decided to immigrate. I'm
他
all
に聞
ears,
きたいこと
officer.。
もう終わりか。
I'm sorry to say I did, officer.
あんたがやったから
Because
か。
I did it?
違うよね。すまない。
Officer, it's very difficult to describe what I saw.
He holds
同
out his
じに
hand.
な
What
る
do
んだ
you
な。
mean?
It was just so. I was on the balcony. That's when I understood.
Sounds like the victim was
この
unconscious.
後はどうした？
Or
I went back in.
were you able to...
Officer. Well, that's the. Eventually, their shouts died
あ、
down.
そうそうそう、
and
これ
that
だ。
was all.
なんで何も一切聞こえなか
No
ったんだ。
celebratory
妙だ
shouts.
な。
I'm afraid I don't have anything
い
else.
つか加える
About
こと
what
ない。
time was all this happening, approximately?
何時くらいでした
All I
か？
can say is that it was late.
時計を見なかったと。
My watch. Yes, now I remember. It was 30 minutes past midnight, give or take.
0時半頃。
No, I didn't see the corpse until the following day.
うん。時間の無駄
I'm
だった
sorry
な。
I
よ
couldn't be of more assistance. A
し
moment.
何何？
Do you have everything you need from me? I'm afraid we won't have the chance to speak again once you leave.
後で話せないっていうのは何度だ？なんで
It's
だ？
against diplomatic best practices
Eh.
for an official in my position to be discussing murders with local militiamen. And I'm pressed for time.
じゃ
After
あ
you leave,
じゃあしっかり
I should be leaving as well.
飛行を全部。
That's not the real reason he's so apprehensive. Men in his position shouldn't be seen loitering around in underprivileged young
でも
men's
立ち去るしかもう
apartments
ない
in
や。
the middle of the night.
この建物見て回りたいだけだ。
Oh, go ahead. It's a beautiful space.
あ、ブレイクスルーです。
Called the Mama Dakwa.
はい。美術館だ。あ、違う。なんだっけこれ。
It's not only your eardrums that register sound anymore. Your very skin has become an organ of hearing. Looking for a whisper, light and low. A god who's very,
あー、
very
生き物
silent.
か。
Nothing escapes
音の
you.
生き物
A
か。
cockroach in the other room. A candy wrapper falling on dry grass. A drunk
うわ
falling
ー、
from
近
a
く
chair
黄
in
金
a
の
bar
耳。
20 meters away.
感じで
In
他の
fact,
ものが
you
入る
haven't
やつ
heard
だし。
the call to Mama Dakwa, but you have discovered that you have amazing hearing. It must be the only part of you the alcohol hasn't drowned out. Keep listening.
Keep listening。視覚すごいことになったよ。やったスキルポイント3もあるから、もう1個つけられるかな。結構手に入れたね。コンプティドンプ、ティードムセンター、インスリンデ族。いろんなことを知られるっていうことかな。インデ族について思い出すかな。なんとかも気になるけど。標準的な奉仕交換はちょっとスリンデ族気になるな。ちょっとアンロックしよう。で内面化しておく。これは今ロックされてるものから考えてやろう。
Was there anything else?
あげたのか
The coalition, the economy impacts the entire international community. You could say I'm yes.
Wait, there isn't actually an...
La communauté it is the most, it's the central, which is essential for maintaining the social stability.
Basically, it makes sure the price...
Précisé. That's why the Institute of Price Stability was not too far below. No. Too below is also, but the coalition believes in the importance of informing the public about the benefits of the price stability. A sound monetary policy is essential for addressing uncertainty. But I don't have my leaflets on me today. It's the International Organization for Moralists.
There are more nefarious powers to work for than the moral intern.
But of course.
これも倫理主義者なのか?
Do you value freedom? Do you believe in a normal, stable world governed by democratic values?
正常かつ安定した世界ってのはどんな世界だ?
The Occident is part of the normal world. Oranier, Martinez? No. Martinez, Revachol is but they are working towards it. You're all doing very well here.
自分がそうならないっていうことになるんだね。労働者階級は資本に支配されている限り、民主主義など無意味な茶番に過ぎん。
Of course, the detective's personal views do not represent the views of the RCM.
My friend. But the lesson of the revolution is that communism does not work.
主義を試したことないだけ。今のこの世界うまくいっているというのか?
It's moving towards the right direction, and that's all that matters. Progress is measured in centimeters, my friend. Now, enough of this delightful political interlude. Was there anything else you wanted to ask? Oranier is an exemplary nation who, as a core member of EPIS, contributes 28% of our annual budget. Next to Sur la Clé, Oranier is probably the most prominent member of the international community.
EPIS により貢献しているのはどっちだ?
As founding members, they are both very EPIS. Oranier carries a lot of political weight, while Sur la Clé takes care of the business side of things. Sur la Clé hosts the headquarters of the major EPIS institutions.
なるほど。だが EPIS 抜きでオランイエを語るならどうなる?
Oranier's economy is one of the most advanced in the world. It has successfully transitioned from heavy industry to advanced services and generally acts as an engine for sustainable change in the international community.
But that didn't tell you anything about Oranier.
何がわかるというのか、いろいろすごいっていうことだな。バジにわかるように。オランイエについてどんなところか知りたいだけだ。
It's very urban and very well organized. Their streets are clean, their horse cars run on time, the people are polite and efficient. Like I said, they are an example for less emerged nations to follow.
いやー、考えについて語るのはちょっと大変だ。
That can't be an official designation.
はい。随分懐が深い広いことで。
Oh yes. Sur la clé is whatever you wish, officer.
って大体聞いたかな?
My friend. What about him?
How did any of us become friends?
But one of the wonders of debating. But now that
a chill runs down your spine.
I'm all in. Of course.
終わりかな? お、聴力が高くなったことにより。あ、日程。はい、バイバイ。もう、多分。でも何か新しいもの聞けたっけ？僕助かったなっていう感じじゃなかったな。まあいい。やりたいことはできたな。クーノのお家になりますが。
A shabby door hangs oddly on its hinges, secured to the doorframe with a safety chain. An unpaid energy bill is attached, threatening to cut off the electricity. It's addressed to Mr. Uno Doroita.
どうやらクーノの親父の部屋みたいだな。
And the place comes with 3 months worth of utility bills.
さばきで夜行っちゃうか。
Snip.
よし。
The cutter goes through them like dead leaves. The links fall to the ground on the other side of the door.
I know there's no stopping you, but let's at least make this quick.
早く混ぜてしまおう。返せ。で、失敗したとしても基本的には読み込みはしないと決めているんですが、まあ空のレロイトル空のだ。うわあ、手でシワシワだ。いびきの聞こえる。ゲームオーバーになった時用にね、セーブは取っておく。
Covering a stack of utility bills. Right next to it, in plain sight, sits a small bottle of amphetamine, conveniently equipped with a straw.
Good. Confiscate it.
The minuscule amount of amphetamine doesn't interest the lieutenant in the slightest. You pocket the bottle as if it were the most natural thing. A bundle of clothes heaped on the bed, a stained parka, some towels and a duvet. In the dark, it looks like a nest.
寝てるでしょ。服の山を見ろ。穴を塞いで、ゆっくり手を伸ばす。
Something underneath there is breathing. It's not too late. No one's going to blame you for backing out. You don't have to do this. Just get out.
バレるよな。間違いなくバレるよな。
Your hand touches a greasy duvet covered in cigarette burns and ketchup stains. You hear a growl. There is something alive underneath it. You see a 60-year-old, fat, red-headed man passed out from large amounts of alcohol, and God knows what else. The smell of shit rises from his mouth. You don't have to take him down. He's already down.
Well, judging by the color of his hair, I would say...
The lieutenant's right. The man's unwashed hair bears a familiar ginger tone. Even the hair on his chest is coppery. The light from the window falls into his half-open eyes.
誰かに迷惑をかけることもない。もっとひどいものを想
I
像
think
してい
he's
た。
still quite bad.
こん
I
な状
mean,
態だぞ。
what he has come to. This man won't be feeding his family anytime soon. Not that he was, but at least he won't be beating his son.
A pair of half-open bug eyes is staring back at you from the dark, empty, and frozen. It's clear that the person behind them is not awake.
Can't you tell? It happens to exceptionally committed substance abusers. They fall asleep with their eyelids still open. Not a pretty sight.
こいつはかなり深刻だな。
Look, he's trying to communicate.
学は得意だぞ。どうにかして助けてやるべきか。
We could turn him on his side so he doesn't choke on his
横
own
向いて
vomit,
る。
but he's already on his side.
完璧な体勢だ
We
な。
could take him to Remedy or Saint-Baptiste, but he doesn't have money for medical services. The alms house would turn him down. They don't do charity for people who are trying to kill themselves. Besides, he'll be dead in a few.
Years, months, weeks. The pile of blankets grunts miserably.
出てみよう。83。
The man groans once again, but his tongue keeps failing him. It's impossible to
何かを
make
表
out the
現しようとしてい
syllables.
る。
And then it dawns upon you, clear and surreal. Pigs, he says.
あ、豚か。
He's trying to call you pigs. Are you going to let a semi-conscious degenerate disrespect you?
許すつもりか。話した方が楽しいこと起きるかな。クソが。ねえなからな。
His hand falls back on the bed, limp and defeated. A loud snore escapes his mouth.
At least he got to say his piece.
言いたいことは言ったようだね。本当に生きてるのか？
I'm afraid it is. Look, it moves.
And look, the other foot is camouflaged by a striped sock bearing the name Maxtor.
指が3本出てる。
Maxtor is a gas company. He's wearing free socks from a gas company. They probably came with the bills.
でもちゃんと
A
靴下履いて
groan
るんだ。
rises from the man's throat, dry like a death rattle. He's trying to say something in his sleep.
立ち去ろう。没収したがどうするかな。食うのに渡す必要あるのか。山分けって言ってるけど渡したくない気持ちがすごいんだよな。そうね、キムさんいない状態で食うのと話すのもありかな。私部屋取ってないけど、ちょっと遠いけど節約してあっちの家で寝るつもりだけど。あれ、固まってる。でも自分が部屋に入ろうとしたらキムさんいなくなるんじゃない？そういうことでもないっぽい。そういうことでもないっぽいね。じゃあダメか、食うの。一回別れてっていうのは厳しそうだ今回は。食うの？あ、これか。運動薬ね。署名を集めたふりをしろ。まだいるのか、食うの。
Kuno's like Kuno's dad. Kuno doesn't give a fuck about anything.
ハブの件対処した。
So you got Kuno's kilo. Here is how we do it. First, give Kuno Kuno's kilo. Then Kuno gives you half back. That's how we split it. It's the best way. Street way.
どうやってお前の親父の前を突破したか聞かないの
Word
か？
on the street is, you sent your little friend in dressed as a hooker, distraction style. That's some sick shit.
Not a single muscle moves on the lieutenant's face.
Kuno wants to hear
やりづらい
all
だろうな、
about it,
食うの。
but first we split the kilo, then we shoot the shit.
今日はグラムって意味だよ。
Kuno knows what Kuno means.
Kuno means gram.
グラムであって。了解だ。俺が預かる。どうしよっかな。12歳だから使わせたくない気持ちもあるけど、フードを裏切ることになるんだよな。フェアに行こう。どうだろうな。
The fuck are you talking about? Getting Kuno all worked up for nothing?
どうしようかな。
Alright, so you got, that's how we split it. It's the best way, street way.
どうしよう。どうしよう。少なめってダメかな。少なめに渡すはダメかな。でもこの世界ってカーブはそこまで規制されてはないんだよね。今子供だからちょっとやめた方がいいよはあるんだけど。そういう約束だったし。あ、ちょっと重い。ちょっと少なめにあげようよ。あちゃ。
There is no movement on the lieutenant's face. As
Now tell me,
変化な
how
し。
the fuck are you still alive, pig?
家の中見せてもらったよ。楽じゃないだろう。
The fuck do you know about Kuno's life? Kuno's got plans. Get the... Yeah!
そっか。
We got plans!
名前が書かれた宿題が家の中にあった。親父にあったぞ。
You do some sambo shit, sneak in. Is the hooker thing real?
違う。と、家の中暗かったから静かに入ってそのまま出てきた。生きる屍だ。服の下で寝てたよ。
What? Fuck right. Kuno's dad was sleeping like a bum. Kuno told ya. Kuno's dad doesn't give a shit about anything. Fucking breaking and entering shit. That's nothing to Kuno's dad. You got lucky, pig. Kuno knew this. Kuno's fucking violent fiend dad's been drinking hard lately. Kuno knew you have a way in. Narrow window. Kuno window.
親父のことは怖がらなくていい。これまでは親父が怖かっただろうが、彼はもう脅威じゃない。それは間違ってた。あいつはハードコアだ。本物の人殺しだ。これまでは怖かっただろうけどね。
Yeah, Kuno's dad is fucking nothing. Fucking coma shit, stroke shit. Kuno's dad is so fucking violent. He's had a stroke many times. Shit. Kuno's gonna have one too. Gonna be just like Kuno's dad. Speed shit, crime shit, fucking on the bed. Kuno's gonna go out like Kuno's dad. Revachol West style.
そうか。ねえ、悲しいこと言うなよ。
there's a touch of grief.
ねえ。
Fuck you talking, sad? Kuno's got hard shit, death shit, nothing shit. ああなる可能性はあるだろうな。可能性はまああるだろうけど、あんな大人になる必要もないんだよな。可能性はあるだろう。 Fuck right I am. Now get your nun ass out of here before Kuno fucks it dead. You think because you brought Kuno 1 gram of speed, you're friends now? Turn into... Kuno ain't turning into shit. Kuno is that shit.
いやまだ。
Oh, you won, Kuno.
He did not win. There is a crack in there now, and it's spreading across the face of his certainty.
熱入った？宿題が家の中にあったぞ。
Yeah, so fucking what?
クーノじゃなくてクーノと書いてあった。クーノでロイテルだ。
Fuck are you talking to Kuno about that kitty shit?
俺は好きだぞ、クーノでロイテル。本名ダサいな。でもクーノの方が好きなんでしょ、クーノ的には。でもクーノでロイテルもいいと思うぞ。
He's trying to fuck you again. Fuck out of here. Kuno knows it's fucking lame. That's why Kuno changed it. Kuno can change his name into anything. Gonna change my name into...
Don't change your name into that, Kuno.
ドアに大量の公共料金の請求書が貼っ
Fuck
てあっ
right
た
there,
ぞ。
where? Fucking 3 years or some shit.
その気にしてないな。
Yeah, that's right. Kuno's dad doesn't give a shit about that electricity and light shit. Just wants to pound on people and drink.
仕事を探してお前が払うしかない。別の家に移るべきだ。別の家に移るべきだ。
That's right. It's a shithole. Kuno's gonna move
でもそうう
underground,
まくは。
Leroy shit, ancient shit. Kuno's gonna live in a fucking catacomb.
Yeah, in a tomb, Kuno.
Fuck right there, where? Fucking 3
仕事
years
を
or
探してお
some
前が
shit.
払うしか
Fuck
ない。
that shit. Kuno's gonna move underground.
ああ、変わらずだね。
Tomb, Kuno.
Yeah, so fucking what?
なんでもな
That's
い。
right. Fucking
う
nothing.
ん。
Yeah, fuck are you talking to
本名
Kuno
はダ
about
サいな、
that?
クーノ
Kuno
の方
knows
がいい
it's
かな。
fucking lame. That's why Kuno changed it.
You can't fuck with Kuno.
お前の、どうしよう。一回終わらせよう
Yeah,
か。
pig. This shit
あ、
is
もうそれ
done.
だけで終わるの
Now
か。
get the fuck out of Kuno's face. Kuno needs to drop the bomb. Kuno doesn't.
そうか。クーノ。
Kuno's
いや
like
ー、クー
Kuno
ノハッ
doesn't.
ピーエンド行きたいな。あるかわからんけど。これは今度下ろしてもらうんだよね。今日
The man before you is naked.
下ろしてもらえるっていうことなのかな。彼女に話すことってあったっけ。そして帰ろっかな。こんにちは。
I was just thinking, what a nice evening it
意
is
志
for
力
taking
5
part in a
か。
murder
意外といけるかも
investigation.
な。意力5なんとか上げられないかな。威力。そうか。威力減ってもないね。意志力1回上げてもいいな。あ、3ポイントあるもんね。上げて当
I
選
was
だ。
just thinking, what a nice
Bubble,
evening
bubble.
it is for taking part in a murder.
She looks
ダメ
back.
か。
Time. Don't worry. We will protect you from her beauty. We will consult you through the reef. We will see through deceits. You are shielded. You are wise. You are advised. There are muscles on long white bones that line her limbs, just below the silver jumpsuit.
何が起きてるというんだ。この下体の話をしている。電気科学が言うことは基本的にね基本的に聞かなくていいと思うんだけど、何が起
A
きて、あ、
strange moment.
押し間
ends.
違えた。
It was
さよなら。バイ、押し間違えで失敗だ。電気科学さんの言うことはあんまり聞かなくていいでしょう。ダメだったか。意志力でできること他になかったっけ。マップの視力、意志力、さばき、アキム、意志力、フラーシュのが失敗した。キム、
Yes?
あったっけ？あんたのことを聞きたいかな。秘密を教えてくれ。もう一度頼む。
Your brain sends the signal to your lips, but they refuse the order. Something is paralyzing them. You're pretty sure it has something to do with the lieutenant's eyebrow. The eyebrow is exercising psionic control over you.
何がどうなってる？
Something the matter, detective?
This guy's got authority off the charts.
並外
With
れ
just
た
the
権威
flick
の
of
持
his
ち主
eyebrow,
だ。
he's able to make you his thrall.
俺はどうすればいい？
Nothing. You better hope he doesn't abuse his
そう
authority.
か。
There's a lot of it.
静かな悲鳴を上げる。
If the lieutenant were an evil man, who knows what sort of
こんな
havoc
邪
he
悪
could
だとは思えんな。
Fortunately, he is a committed officer of the
そうね。
RCM. The lieutenant relaxes his eyebrow, and you seem to regain
す
control
ご
of
いな、
yourself.
キム。自身と
What do you
話すこ
mean?
とはあ
I
る
have
か？
no idea.
The lieutenant is, but this
キム
isn't
と
an
の
old
会話
school
は
case.
I can't.
The lieutenant, that's where we all have our different mediums. His is written.
Good. Let's change the subject.
件に
What
つ
do you
い
want
て
to
だ
know?
っけ？
Good.
どの会話で発生するんだっけ？威力。キムキツラギのキムになんちゃらとかあるかな？キムなんだっけ？はい。キム、
Yes?
どこ？
No response. He's having trouble processing.
Have you tried
There is a sudden, harsh edge to his voice, like he's tired of hearing about your personal affairs.
Try work. The case at hand. It can work miracles. Focus on other people's troubles, not your own.
A moment passes. The lieutenant glances at the sports watch on
あん
his.
たのことを
What
聞
about
き
me?
たい。見た目の
That's
こと
because I'm
言
half
う？
Seolite, or
Or
it's a part of the.
Sale is a
面白く
protectionist.
ならないように話してるだけじゃないか。
You're barking at the wrong.
He's glad to have shut down your
メ
question.
ガネをかけてる。
You feel a slight urge to put the lieutenant down for the.
Are they?
え
They are mostly just cumbersome. Good.
誰だろう？
Let's change the subject. What do you want to know? No, it's not. The deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labor dispute. I'm relieved that you agree.
He is glad.
Do you know the feeling when you've begun filling in a crossword, but some of your answers don't quite seem to fit? That's the fit. It will turn into quite the puzzle yet. I'm
何かを
afraid.
言いかけた？あれ？驚きを感じている。あ、違った。私が言ったのか。
You mean like a brief? Do you want me? 3 days ago, during that time, they didn't identify. There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what? That's right. Good.
え、意志力が必要なんてどれだっけ？まあ、いっか。あ、白色で表示されてるのはもうできるのか。肉体装置。ベテリアの窓。骨あるの。胸あるの。当選可能のやつちょっとやっていこうかな、明日。今日はもう厳しいかもしれないけど。もう夜遅いからね。
The
残念。で、3。お。ポスターか。ああ、そういや、お金に変えてきたいな。あ、ここ今回れないんだ。みんな夜だ。あい、お店も閉まってるだろうな。帰ろう一回。M さん、もう帰っていいよ。私はもうあっちで寝るから。すまないね、追いかけてもらっちゃって。教会の方にも罠があるから罠も調べたいんだよね。したいことがたくさんだ。ハロー。おやすみ。
It's getting cold this late in the night.
Good night, officer.
ここまで来てもらうんだな。あっちで集合でもいいんだがな。
On the table, you see a bowl of water, a rough soap, and next to it, a small hand mirror. The water reflects back a vague image of your face, nose bulbous and red,
やってみるか。怪我するかな。まあ寝るからいいでしょう。怪我して
lining
も。
the eyes and forehead. The stash is your hand trembles as you scratch your cheek.
生蔵のカミソリ麺。
That's not how a grown man shaves.
もっと力を入れるか。危険だな。
Stop. For
やっぱ
crying
そうよ
out
ね。
loud. There's no way to salvage this. The razor lands with a clang. A red trickle begins to spread in the water.
あ、いたたたたた。寝ようね。
The bed is comforting.
そうよね。
Across the room, the heating system hums its soft lullaby. The mattress feels soft and sheets warm. It
お休みの時間だ。
Thoughts, baby. A million little lights in the dark. You're one fine instrument, brother. All those faces and all those names. All that laughter and screaming and scheming around. Every corner and every street.
Recorded in you forever on Faraday.
飲むだけはいい。飲むだけ。俺は夢を見ているのか？
No, you're spinning tapes at the discotheque. The great unceasing disco of the mind. The flash. The bang. The endless learning experience.
永遠の中で。
On and on it goes. For untold hours. At the disco where you first asked her to dance. Rising. Rising. Above the dark curvature. The great wingspan of sleep. Studded with stars.
Behold, there are millions of them down there. The first time. The last time. The smoke in her mouth. The plotted flowers. The faces turning, changing.
It's the world, Harry boy. And you're made of it. Every day you're out there, you make more of yourself from it. I'm afraid you can't be unmade now. You can never forget this shit.
女性の話だよな。あの色、あの声。
All stuck on loop. Whirling, spitting out words and images.
You're the son of the world again. Harrister. A ceaseless agent.
はい。
Picking up litter and old newspapers. Collecting your little bubblegum wrappers and idiotic picture postcards.
読まない。蘇ってこの世界の地名がひっきりなしに、お前は住所録だ。都市の地図なのさ。この世界の捜査官だ。でももし俺が無の捜査官になりたいと言ったら、いやー、処分で行くか永遠に行くかってなんかありそうだね。あと1日でも繰り返せば精神病棟行き。
For the working class.
労働者階級のためだ。
For the greater good.
世のため、人のためだ。
Solving your little crossword puzzles, doing your tasks, crossing names off lists, trying to become some sort of world detector. It won't make it okay. It won't put smoke back in her mouth.
すべての人のため共産主義を築いている。今度こそ失敗しない。俺たちは進歩している。慎重で着実な進歩だ。政治のことを忘れ、このまま続けたらいつまでも眠れない。私政治あんま得意じゃないからこう行きたいところだけど、慎重で着実な進歩。結構何人かの人が言ってるやつだね。
He's a real political animal, Harry. He still doesn't see that it's the world changing around him.
確かに。
He's got no idea what he's in for.
なぜだ。
Can break your heart. Beep, beep, beep. The alarm is ringing, Harry. The disco circus goes on and on. You barely slept 3 hours last night.
You can do it. It's nothing. Do it for the city. Go. Do it for the picture puzzle. Put it all together. Solve the world.
はい。
One.
このゲーム1週間ぐらいだと思うんだよね、タイムリミット。なんとなく。ちょっと待った。お布団で寝てないじゃん。
Good. You're up. Listen. It's a suspicion, or a feeling really, that an earth-shattering deduction from your psyche. What will those guys come up with next? Every day, things seem to spin more and more wildly, out of control. The center isn't holding, and despite your efforts to moderate and contain these images, things only seem to be getting worse.
うまくいってると思ってたんだが。
Oh sure, you've been making progress on your case, interviewing people, solving side tasks.
はい、サイドタスクやってます。
But who's focusing on the big questions?
これは何をすればいい？
You've got to find out who bears la responsabilité.
というと
？The most awesome, terrible thing. It is human nature to crave la responsabilité and to deny it. That's why it must be distributed across many different organizations, agencies, offices, and portfolios. Harry, you're thinking about this. La responsabilité isn't concerned with trivial questions like who killed who. It's about the real issues. The human welfare index. The Whoa. This isn't some kind of dictatorship. You can't simply seize la responsabilité for yourself. It must be given by a legitimate authority, like a committee.
こんなことしてる時間が本当にあるのか？
There's always time to follow best practices. Once someone's decided to cut corners for the sake of expediency, who knows what else they're capable of? Swift, decisive action.
で、その委員会には誰が任命されるべきなんだ？
Only the most even-keeled minds in Martinez.
安定した精神の持ち主た
Your
ち。
half-brother, the lieutenant, is
あ
a
あ、確
natural
かに。
place to start.
確か
Together,
に安
you'll
定
be
して
able to
る。
discover who has la responsabilité in Rivershaw. And, if necessary, you'll have the wisdom and expertise to assign it among yourselves.
責任を負うものを突き止めた後はどうする？
Most
どうなる？
likely, your findings will be collected in a report, which will be carefully reviewed by your superiors. Once they've reviewed it, those same superiors will produce a set of recommendations to be rest assured, no matter what happens, it will be done through the proper channels.
本当？本当？まあやろうか。
Good luck.
いける。
Your report is eager.
私にどんな影響を及ぼすかわかんないけど。ちなみに当選できるやつってどこだ？あー、ごめんね、そんなとこで待たせて。気について話し合う必要がある。
I'm glad to hear it, Detective.
え？
I was wondering when we'd
ま
get
た
to
俺
this
たちの
very
認識は
subject.
一致してるようだな。どうして？
If you ask me, it's high time for you to set aside these
いやいや
frivolous
ち
side tasks and focus 100% of your energies on the case
レス
before
ポ
us.
ンサビリテ的な話を責めようという意味な
Why
ん
are
だ
you
けど。
pronouncing it like that gentleman from the Institute of High Stability? You know what? Forget it. What specifically are you trying to assign responsibility for?
この我々を取り巻く状況そのものだってが近いような気がする。
Ah, now I understand. Next, I suppose you're going to tell me you need to form a committee to assign
そ
this
の通り。
responsibility.
どうしてわかった？
Simple. Because moral intern types love to
そうなの
form
ね。
committees. In any event, I am just a humble law official.
うん。
I may work under the moral intern's umbrella, but I'm certainly not qualified to serve on any committee. You know who might be, though? That Mr. Villodroit, the gentleman you met in the young man's
部屋で
apartment.
出会った紳士。
If I were trying to get in touch with the coalition, I would start by seeking him out. But first, you might need to speak with his young. Now, was there anything else?
あんま言いたくないんだよな。
Excuse me?
なんでもない。
You have a distinctive way of walking. If I were to
独
walk
特
in
は
front of you,
私
we
の
would
歩き
surely
方独
collide.
特？
I hope you don't take this the wrong way. It's just a collegial observation. In the 57th, we call it the Jamrock
うー
Shuffle.
ん。
Officers from Jamrock's 41st precinct tend to
な
move
ん
a
で
bit
だろう？
erratically. They say it's a scene-clearing technique developed by one of your lieutenants for gathering evidence. It's erratic yet thorough.
ここは
Yes,
確かに調べる
but
な。
containers contain things, shiny things. They're interesting.
そうか
He
い。
simply nods. Passing along frivolous interdepartmental stereotypes is not usually his oeuvre. He regrets bringing it up.
後悔してる。できる。
What about me? No.
秘密。また、ちょっとそう
The
か。
lieutenant nods.
Good. Let's change the subject. What do you want to know?
怪奇事件だと思う。
It's not a particularly mysterious case. The deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labor dispute. It doesn't take a DeLorean polymath to put the pieces together.
セクシー
I
に
just
はな
don't
る。
see the case.
まあ
I'm
いい
relieved.
か。
He is glad.
Do you know the feeling when you've begun filling in a crossword, but some of your
Ah,
answers,
got it.
it will turn into quite the puzzle yet? Good.
いや、今までやった選択肢の中にあると思ってそれを続けてるんだけど、違うのか？
No response. He's having trouble processing it, believing it even.
Have you tried
記憶
consent?
が
There is a
全くないんだ。
sudden
個人
harsh
的事情
edge
が
to
気
his
に入らないのか？
It's just the nature of lieutenancy.
The RCM deploys a self-styled structure called the
医者の
decontage
治療が
as its
必要
chain
なん
of
だ。
command.
Really? You look fine to me.
あ、そう？ 脳神経の深刻なダメージのことを言ってるんだ。鏡で自分の顔を見てもそれが誰だか見当もつかなかったんだよ。
This psychodrama is unbecoming of an officer.
Clearly, he prefers to think you're malingering. He cannot fathom that anyone could drink so much as to retroactively erase their entire life.
Then you should consider seeking medical attention. You can use the radio
こんなのがあったんだ。もともと狙っていたものとは違うが、あとは罠を見つけたいんだ。あ、剥製ありがとうって言えるかな。気に入ってもらえたよ。で、
Hello, mister.
あんたの兄弟？
Yes. They don't want to play with me. They're older and play outside. They look the same. Sometimes I can't tell them apart.
そっくりだろ？俺もそう言ったんだ。
They look identical.
楽しそうで何より。バイバイ。よし。じゃあ、あちらの方に。まあ、ただね、教会の話とかも進めたいのは進めたいんだけど、メインのやつ終わらせてなくて、このままだとバッドエンドに一直線なような気もするんね。あ、ここは開けられないでしょ。難しいやつ。あ、これ。
This trap's not too hard to spot once you know what to look for. Keeping it hidden has not been a priority for the cryptozoologist. The reeds sway in the coastal breeze. The wind picks up here, near the cape's end, surrounding the narrow strip of land from 3 cardinal directions. Nothing but locusts in this trap as well.
Empty as all of them. One more of these and we are done.
あと一つ。バレてきたか？
No, I'm fine. I didn't mean to complain, it's just...
もう一箇所どこって覚えてないんだよな。教会の方は、先に若者たちに話しかけるか。せっかくこっちにいるしね。でもなんか歩き回るのにはそんなに時間かからないからね。会話を続けていくことによって時間が進んでいくから、ちょっと寄って何かすごい進展がない限りはそんな長引かないんだよ。時間かからないからね。雲男、カニ男いたね。
Hello again.
あれ。
Oh, that.
She's less prone to blood.
Go ahead.
ダメっぽい。カニ男いたよ。君から。あ、情報にステッカーが貼ってあった。
Did I a sticker? You mean the yellow one?
Interesting. He wants you to describe it, though he already knows what it looks like.
これのことだ。見せちゃっていいかな。
Right on your cop ledger. You like it?
クールだな。モダンだな。
It is cool, but it's also more than that. Much more.
どうしてあんなにモダンなんだ？
Simplicity was brought to us by classical solarist modernism, but that wasn't tasteful. harmonious simplicity,
いい
right?
感じだったみたい。
Well, hardcore is not tasteful or outwardly harmonious. It's a warning shot. This will be dangerous. The echo of man's loss, haunting him. The sticker, the clothes, the music,
海
same
の
thing.
餌や上っ面の調和となんかとは無縁。これは危険だぞっていう警告なんだ。見事なものだな。自分一人で考えたの
Not
か？
alone. Many people are thinking the same thing right now. There's a gathering at the Elysium. The
何
beat,
を表
the
してる
dead
んだ？
guy smiling.
死者が笑っている。どんな意味が込められてる？死者はなぜ笑ってい
He
るんだ？
defeated history. We are living in the age of history, and in the eyes of history, we are always already dead. How can we ever smile then? Because history is a lie, and so are its deaths.
ね
The present moment and life are the hardcore. The hardcore expels death. Or
え、
maybe
いろいろ
he's
考
not
えと
dead.
るな、この人も。
Maybe he's just really
死んじゃいないの
ecstatic
かもね。
about the beats.
うん。ひょっとするとこの笑いから死んでる男は共産主義者の象徴かもしれんな。共産主義も死んでるが、そんなことを意に介してない。発言控え
He
とこっ
blinks,
か。
waiting for the next question.
せっかくだからなんか
Simplicity. Well, the sticker,
見
the
事だ
clothes,
な。
it is.
うん。
The
あ
dead
れ、
guy
それ
smart.
言
He
うか。
defeated
言って
history.
みる
Present
か。
moment. Or maybe he's not. Yeah. That interpretation
そう、
holds.
解釈。いや、認めてくれた
I
か。
guess
そういうの。
one could write an
Oh.
entire treatise
なっ
on
て
the
き
thing.
た？
But what for? Nah.
いやー、まだか。
You heard me.
そっか。
The young
Yeah,
man with
go ahead,
the
though.
tape recorder at
This is hardcore.
何も言わない。
Hardcore!
何も言わない。
Hardcore to the mega.
何も言わない。
Internally coherent.
まだ何も言わない。泣いてきた。
Encore! Alright! Yeah!
He
何も言わ
furrows
ない。
his brow
あ、
as his very large
Hardcore!
ごめん。かなりハードコアだな。あれ？ちょっと、そうだと思う。
But is it? I mean, really?
feels like you should reply with the very pinnacle of idiocy
ここ
here.
で無用な回答が求められている気がしますな。
But you haven't gotten there yet, so you don't know what to say.
どんな回答？ああ、突き抜けておらず。俺もそう思ってたところだ。何を考えればいいかわからないな。
Under the radar, over the top.
あ、ダメだった。
Back to the heavyweight jam. Hardcore!
何もない。
Hardcore!
何もない。
Hardcore to the mega.
よ
Here
し。
comes the knife.
途中で乗ったら終わる。
Hardcore, internally coherent.
傭兵殺す犯人知らない？
One, two, three.
ユーコカター。
The place to be.
なんでユーコカターが最高なんだ？
Yakokata is a hardcore place.
場所。
Yekokata is an abbreviation from the Gradian term, Zone of Ecological Catastrophe, an agricultural mega project in the extreme southeast of
そ
the
こら辺に
Gradian
いたの？
Peninsula.
君。
It involved cutting-edge approaches to irrigation and a completely new type of
農
fertilizer.
業プロジェクト。
An intricate system for
Hamid
irrigation
speech.
networks pockmarking the earth, intermittent seas of phosphorus mud, ripped tarpaulin fluttering in the wind. A pair of molten rubber boots also
大変じゃん。
comes to mind. All in all, a truly hardcore place.
本当にハードコアだ
We're
った。
close.
やばい。
True.
こ
Hardcore. Hardcore to the internally coherent. Encore. All right. Yeah.
He furrows his brow.
Hardcore.
この曲はハードコアではないだ
The
ろう。
question is, what is the question?
俺が質問していけば気の利いたセリフだったろうがな。何も聞いていないから間抜けな答えになっているぞ。
But there was a question?
これ正解あるのかな？
Hardcore to the internally coherent. Encore.
He furrows his
The question is, But
あれ
there
つも
was
り
no
あ
question.
悔しいなんか
We're close. True. Hardcore.
そうなのか本当に
This young man adds a
Oh.
capital G before the H in his Yets and
Yeah.
Args. This produces a guttural, Gutvaldian accent and makes him sound
解説
more
される
animal.
と恥ずかしくなるやつじゃ
Or
ないこ
maybe
れ
it's not
あ、
Gutvaldian.
なんや方言
Maybe it's Oranese. Probably an homage to Oranje, where Arno van Eyck
Oh.
is from,
ファ
judging
ンエ
by
イ
his
クが
name.
作ったものかこれ
You know about him?
You know Van Eyck?
でのエイクのだ
Wow.
The skinny wraith looks at you with some disbelief.
なんか分か
So
ってる
am
なこの
I.
人は
So am I.
おーやったー
Oh, is that why they call you Egghead?
あ
Because
エッグヘッド
Egghead to
Cara.
the mega. The K became the G. The boy became the man.
うーん
The advent?
エイクの降臨
We're close. True. Hard. Full. Car. It's hardcore.
あんなに
Skibbity.
困る
Skibbity.
Your cop training did not prepare you for this.
いやでもなんか分かり合えた気がする
how
ね
things going?
教会のことだが言ってみたよ
And what happened?
兄男と話をした
Oh man, who is he? What did you think?
うーん正直言って問題なさそうだかなりスピリチュアルな男だな
Really? Huh. Interesting. What's he doing in the church?
説教と祈祷をしているような感じだった
No matter. Is he gonna be a problem?
いやあいつは問題じゃないぞ
Lloyd is right. Let's get back to the point. What are we gonna do about him?
These guys will never catch him.
うん
You will never catch him. There's nothing to do.
うんうんできても構わないと言ってたぞ
I don't know, man. Doesn't it feel like a major hindrance to you? A spooky guy climbing around when all the guests are trying to have nice, friendly hyper time?
彼はお前たちや他の連中のことをクソほどにも思っていない
I guess it's not a massive
あ、そうよ大した問題じゃない
Everyone is welcome.
お、
To dance
いい
till the morning
ね
light. Yeah.
いいねいいね
Maybe. I guess we'll figure something out. Okay.
その
But what
女が
about
ち
the
ょ
other
っと
spooker?
な問
The
題
one
な
in
のよ
Grandma's clothes. Did you see her?
はい俺がメインレームを使ってたらフォートレスアクシデントのリードプログラマーだったソーナが現れた
A programmer? That's odd. What was she like? Did you ask her about the nightclub?
お前たちは俺に計画のすべてを正直に打ち明けてないと言ってたな
Come on, man. Who will you trust? The spooky programmer or us? We just want to make the world a better place.
Feel the love. Get down and feel it.
A half-hearted sell of something which does not seem worth buying.
信憑性に欠けるなダメだな全く伝わってこないぞ
You'll get there, believe me. When we've got our gear set up, things will be flowing and pumping. Anyway, now that it's settled, how did she seem? I mean, disposition-wise. About the dance club idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, Oda 9.
ないん
Rocking
な
it
い
or
んだ
dropping it.
嫌っていた
What a pity! That's my favourite thing in the world! And she doesn't like it at all!
A shame. What can we do now? Do you see a way out of this jam? And into a laser-lit future of dance and unity?
Unity.
アイコンダンスプロジェクトが終わるまでは絶対に教会から立ち去らないと言ってた
And you
よ
can't just evict her?
そんなことはできない他の方法を考えなければ
Look at you, Honor Man!
No, Noid. He's right. Maybe we've approached it the wrong way after all.
うん
I'm sure there's a workaround. We can make a deal not to bother her. If that's okay with her, we only want to get in the church and spread the joy and ecstasy of music.
いるか
The
な
lines in the dark exist. Coexist.
At least Crabman
音で
seems
溢れ
like
る
an
ことにより
advanced
ね
being.
無
He's
の
hard.
柱
He'll
が
understand.
はっきりするかもしれないしね少なくともカニ男は高等な存在だろうなうん
Yeah, he can do his climbing thing in the tower. And the programmer, does she like a Nordic dance music?
うーん 嘘をつくかありえないというか。やる口だな。えないかわからんぞ。いける口かもしれん。
If coexisting fails, you can always muscle her out, right? If it's all okay with you, what do you think?
言い出しはしないが説得はしてみような。
Excellent. Good luck, my friend.
お、磨か論理。論理ちょっと。
Goodbye, officer.
もうちょっと上げたらいけそうだ、余裕で。論理。頭。論理。お。アジテンさんがいなくなってしまう。論理。よし、これでいけるでしょう。食い違いがあるよ。うしゃん。殴りを入れてやれ。よし、みんな集まってくれ。
The young speed freak puts down a busted capacitor, and the one with the large head seems very enthusiastic. Their would-be leader is less amused.
俺は過去のある時点で時と場所はわからないが何かの裏切りが絡み病に侵されてここまで惨めに裏ぶれてしまった。だがそれまでは刑事としてそれなりにうまくやってたんだ。物事の辻褄が合わない。
He senses something is wrong.
何かおかしいと感じているな。そうな、お前たちの計画には嘘があると言った。お前たちのヒントはかなり説得力を欠いていた。君はトリップしていないな。ハーブ抜きで今の話をするのは大変だったか。お前たちはクラブを開こうとしているわけじゃない。テントの中は実験装置でいっぱいだ。ハーブ作りをするための装置でな。ここは何かがおかしい。あ、君はトリップしてないな。アンドレだけハーブ吸ってないのかな。どうだ。大変だったか。お前たちはハーブ作りのために違うぜ。
One speaker. They have
スピーカーが1台。スピーカー、あ、確かに。相方はどこ行った？こいつは相方をなくしたのか？
What do you mean, friend?
あれ？どういうこと？スピーカーの片割れだ。うん、ごめん。そのつもりじゃなかった。通知に漂るエーテルは便利な溶剤だ。溶体から活性剤を取り出すのに役立つ。ノザフェドがあるのが活性成分が欲しいからだな。蒸留水、清潔な研究所にとっての礎だな。これはこれ以上話を重ねる必要ない。そうだろう。選択肢間違った。あ、お前たちの計画には嘘がある。あ、トリップしてないよな。 にお前ハーブの密造体制を整えるために警察をトリップしてないな。
We don't need drugs to be hardcore. Shut the fuck up, egg.
俺のいない日々をやり過ごすにはハーブが必要になるぞ。
Climb down from the equestrian monument, cop man. Consciousness is new to the universe.
最終的な結論を見通しだということだ。要するにお前はハーブの密造体制を整えるために警察を利用しようとした。
Come on, that's
即刻処刑に値するか。これはデタラメか。ここに違うと言いたかった。お前たちの計画には嘘があると言っていた。説得力を書いていた。お前たちのことどう対処すべきかな。揺さぶりをかける必要はない。無関心を示す。真相を話せ。特に興味はない。ただ事件を解決したかっただけだ。お前たちはお前たちの俺はやりたいようにする。早く事情を話せ。本当に本当さ。本当さ。あるいは教会の本来の活用計画を教えてくれてもいいんだよ。
He thinks for a moment, then opens his mouth, but closes it again. Then
things are just way too hard for an entrepreneur in this city. It's not like we're not going to turn the church into the wickedest club in East Revershaw.
森じゃないわけじゃないのにな。
Because we are.
本当に実現させるから。
We just got to turn it into a speed lab first.
先に薬の密造所を作るだけ。
You know, to get our foot in the door.
でなぜ俺に協力を求めたんだい。
Like I told you, spooky arseholes moved in while I was getting all this stuff together. A month ago, the place was empty, and now it's all spooked up.
これそこまで不気味ではないだろう。どうかな。
Spooky, all right. It's just that they would also probably call the police if we started cooking speed in
ああ、
there.
なるほど。
But the sign was way off too. I couldn't feel the love at all. So, what now?
This is it.
新聞の時。クラブ作りだけ。クラブ作りを進めよう。
Yeah! I knew it. It's impossible now. No, Andre, it's harder now. This hard cop has come to show us how much the fish is, and the fish is always so much more. We all know there was never going to be a club for Nordic music with the Speed Lab. Now it has a fighting chance.
音楽の子かな。あそこにクラブを作るつもりはなかったのか。
There needs to be a club for Nordic music in there. Needs to. Everyone hates each other. Everybody hates it here. It's all just drugs and we're slaves and I can't. We are running out of time.
ただただ音楽をやりたいんだな。
We need a win, Andre. I promise this will be a win. We won't cook speed in there. We'll do it clean. We'll do it true. We'll do it sober and real and beautiful. This will be a victory for the light.
はい。この件は防犯活動として片付けてやるが、お前たちには個人的に目をつけていくぞ。お、いいね。
We'll do a straight club up in there, spinning the maddest wheels and nothing but. I swear to God. Okay, Egg? From here on, it'll be straight all the way.
いいね。
Goodbye, officer.
Goodbye. どう？
I see. Nah.
まだ続いてる。
We're close. True, hard, full car. It's hardcore. Skibadis.
Your cop training.
まあまあまあまあまあ、いい方向に進んだ気がするよ。いい方向に進んだよ。
Hello again.
はい、ハーブラボを作ろうとしてた。君も計画をしてたんじゃないか？
I did, and I'm sorry. For what it's worth, which isn't much.
This is why I didn't go into the tent. Typical delinquency.
You don't get to choose your posse, they choose you. Mine are idiots, but they're mine. I tried to talk Andre out of it. I even tried not to lie to you.
Indeed, she merely tried to omit the truth instead.
実を省こうとしただけだ。努力が足りなかったな。構わないさ、それは強靭さ。をつく代わりに実を省くことにした。省く
But I
こと
knew
に
you'd
した。
see through their plan too. I'm not an idiot. I should have been able to control them, and I will in the future. May I ask, what did you tell them?
ダンスクラブの計画は好きにすればいいが、ハーブの密造だけはやめてくれ。
Thank you. I'll get them under wraps, I promise.
おー、よろしく。よしよし、なんかいい方向に進んでるね。じゃあ、もう教会に行ったらイベント発生したりするかな。さすがに次の日とかかな。あとは図書館が空いてるうちに電話をかけないといけない。あの人に報告だけするか。こんにちは。
What is it?
例の2ミリの穴のことなん
The
だが。
swallow, you mean? What about it?
ああ、幽霊と関係があったりするのか？
Ghosts? No, I don't think so. I don't believe in ghosts.
なるほど。幽霊とか何関係
You
も
do
ない
know
と。
there's no need to officially document this information, right?
She has already turned back.
Great. Thanks.
強制退去を命じたらどうする？から出ていく必要がないと言ったら、アンドレと話をしたらなんとかうまくやりたいと言って
I
いた
don't
ぞ。
want to make anything work.
何かうまくやるつもりがこっちもないということか？あんたの気持ちは分かった。感じね。感じね。感じ。回復があるといろいろできることがあるね。これもう使いどころがないんだよな。一回新しいものになってるから。で、暗示減ってはないね。OK。
Yes, what is it?
Easy.
よし。
When her research is done, she can move out.
ああ、例の調査のことだが、確か進捗が思わしくないとか言ってたよな。俺に何か手伝えることはないか？
No, I don't really need any help with the project.
ああ、計画を終わらせる手伝いができれば、ずんずんうるさいお隣さんのいる教会にこれ以上進む必要がなくなるぞ。
She thinks about it. A glassy look in her eyes. A gust of wind brings more snow in from the broken gallery.
All right. Bring me the game's offsite copy from my old workspace, if you really want to help. It's stored on a filament memory, and I'm unable to go and fetch it myself.
フィラメントメモリーに保管してある。元職場というのは広場のオフィスにあるビルにあるとフォートレスアクシデントのスタジオか？
That's the one. You can get in through the bookshop. You just have to do some explaining to the bookstore lady.
オフサイドコピー女店主というのはプレイザンスのことか？ オフサイトコピーはどこにある？
There's this giant ice bear fridge in the building's cellar. It's there.
あ、無理やり開ける必要なかったのか。
It's hideous.
行こう。
And here's my Valson's multi-tool. You might need it to hack loose some ice. It opens everything. If you get me the offside copy, then you can keep the Valson.
It hurts a bit for her to say this. She's not too happy to be parting with the Valsund.
はーい。バルスンゲット。バールの上位版じゃない？バールの上位版っぽい。にした。うわ、すごっ。いろんなところ使えるの増えたんじゃない？開けられるところ。重そう。ごめんね。やったー。あれなんだ？電話機か？
A metal payphone under a yellow plastic dome.
電話機を持ち上げる。
You hear the tone. The machine is inoperable.
こうやってみようか。
Calling. Still calling. This feels wrong.
良くない感じがしますぞ。
Should end of tone.
あ、繋がった。あのピエールじゃない？そうかもしれない。ではかわいそうに。あ。
Her voice is drowned in white noise. You get a sinking feeling. It makes you look if Lieutenant Kitsuragi overheard you. To your relief.
ペンが落ち込みました。よし。なんかあるのかな？時間がもったいないので、行きますか。いやー、どこだ？罠。罠、あとどこにあるって言ってたっけ？ここら辺いたよね。あ、これ？これもう見たやつよね、きっと。
This is the last of traps.
あ、最後の罠だ。
Morel just set. Checking it over, he said, the reeds by the abandoned campsite. The later it gets, the colder. Remnants of the camp can still be seen in the sand. The trap feels light and silent as you pick it up. Something is different here. No locusts.
イナゴたちがいなくなっている。
No phasmid either, but still.
空っぽだぞ。我らは中身が空っぽの罠なんて置いてないはず。しつこく確認してみよう。
Well, the bait worked on something. This doesn't mean it was a reed monster, though. Unless you see one in there, I just see an empty trap.
The netting is a little untidy, messier than the others. Like someone or something picked the trap and shook it before dropping it back down on the ground.
誰かあるいは何かが罠にいたずらをした形跡があるぞ。
Perhaps our cryptozoologists have competition in the form of an actual entomologist, or someone else is sabotaging them. I could present more theories, but then I would be taking this on as a case, which I'm not.
でもモレルに報告だけはしてやらないと。
We did sort of promise to tell them, didn't we?
よしよしよし、報告だ。どこだったっけ？あの方だったっけ？大変だな、きっと。あれ？違うよ、これ壁だよ。またマップ。ジョイスさんちょっといろいろいけるな。 キムはあっちの方って書いてある。これだ。これチェックつけることできんのかね。これさ、ちょっと上っぽい。に集められんな。ではなく、これも死体の方に行っちゃうよね。ここら辺だったっけ？よりは南だったと思うんだけど、違うな。あれ？私は今どこにいるんだ？右から左の方に合ってると思うんだけどな。報告はしないと。あれ、ホテルの方に帰ってる？ひょっとして可能性はあるよね。普通に受けて帰れって言ったもんね。帰るか一回。なんだい？あ、車車が壊れてるのね。うん。いや、この手前の方までな、ちゃんと。あ、いけないか。あ、やった。これ以上いけない。よかったー。型になるのか。じゃあこっちからいった。お、帰ろう、愛しの車くん。あ、こうやって直線に行くと意外と離れてないものだね。そうそう、お金がね、余裕が出てきたから何か買っておきたい気持ちはあるんだよね。何を買うべきか。
What a shirt. All other shirts pale in comparison to the muscular man with antlers and immense Zweihanders.
肉体装置おかん、あんまりいらんな。でも2リアルなら買っちゃう。ヘルムダルから来た男 T シャツ。ヘルムダル好きな人いるだろうしね。街灯は無理だ。ここのおもちゃ。
You see rows of toys of big men. Frank and AJ a long, long time ago. They're not all blue. These figurines also wear gold coats and hats.
This is what the loyalists look like. Yes, at first. Then they wised up and got camouflage.
Which ones? Ah, those. Yes, they are. I find
this set of
I think their poverty has been exaggerated for effect. Maybe
he seems to have it.
食べたか。買えるものは買ったね。ここ。じゃあ戻って、あの人が売ってるサングラスとスニーカーを見てみたい。来年か。来年か。これで相当できたら嬉しいけどね。これをあげたいっていうのを選んで。よし、いいサングラスあるかな。お、ウォーターブルーのサングラス。 左のテンプルにサブインスリンデランデブをインスリンデ。ブレーンは骨を手彫りしたもの。
Oh, very interesting choice, officer. Very high culture.
おお。
This is how a sea monster sees the world. You've become a sea monster, Harry. Giant, hidden, and strangely tender at heart. All right, but these actually make your vision worse. Yes, but they also make your soul quiver like jello.
Wow, officer, you look so cool. And they can be yours for a mere 3 real. My regular customers have passed them all up.
これなんてどうだ？
The lieutenant tilts his head and steps back, eyes narrowed in a thorough
すごいしっかり見てくれるな。
You look like a musician, like a blind musician, but you could do worse.
マシな方か。
Take them if you want.
科学内陸帝国。クールなディープブルーのサングラスもらうよ。見にくいサングラスをもらっとく。バイバイ。だね。お金の扱いが雑になっているね。こっちのスピーカーとかもスニーカーを見せて。うわぁ、50リアルか。でも結構いいね。反応速度、手と目の強調ってなかなかね、そういうのないからさ。で、ウィンドブレーカー、平成と、保管。かわいくない？はい。薄く？何の話だ？そうね、お金は買っていかんとな。ありがとうよ。なぜ経済を救う必要があるんだい？あんたの言うことだ。言う通りだ。禅の摂理だ。あんたの言う通りだな。よし。買いました。いろいろ服を集めるのはいいことだよ。平成おかん。あと買えるのはレインコート。何やってんだい君たち。のキムさんの車に。
If I were a real skull now, I'd jack it, paint it in palm tree livery, then bottom light it.
A snazzy shit-ripped skullmobile like this would make a fine trophy. We could like hang fucking shrunken heads from the side mirrors, cops' heads, scary tribal shit.
Yeah, tribal shit. A cop carriage like this would have proper skull value.
While I appreciate the interest you take in my brutal motor carriage, I have to stop you right there. The RCM takes threats directed at its property seriously.
It's just theoretical work, Copper. No basis in reality. Man, if we were certified skulls right now...
Skulls? Now there's a strong organization. Was it a good idea on the lieutenant's part to get into this? Don't even answer that.
どうしても話したければ後で戻ってくればいい。はい。刑事を一人にさせてまた来るっていう話だな。
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
電話。ラザレスにつないでくれ。
Her voices fade out.
Gottlieb, what do you want?
こんにちは。
He's carelessly chewing on a piece of hard candy.
ラザレスに連絡するように言われたんだが、心配されてるようでな。困ってるんだ。じゃなくて、ラザレスに連絡。はい。
Was that a snarl or a suppressed groan?
愛情は感じない。品よく失ったんだ。
With all the damage you've been dealing yourself with drugs and alcohol, I'm not surprised.
There is no surprise in this
そうか。驚かないの？
I'm not a brain doctor.
新しい人生を手に入れた。
You've got a whole new life now. Use it wisely.
It's hard to say if he doesn't believe you or doesn't care.
これを知ってるのか？
Yes, there's no end to the misfortunes fate has seen fit to rain upon me.
困らせて悪かったな。
Oh, spare me the sad, drunken blubbering and get on with it. What's your complaint?
二人に対して極端に過敏になってるんですよ。
That's because you're hungover. Even the radio waves coming from your direction smell like liquor.
目はどうだ？痙攣してるか？
Do you feel like your eyes are twitching too?
はい。
That's the tiny vessels pulsating from high blood pressure.
あらら。
You might be sustaining permanent damage to your vision as we speak.
脳でもなく目でもない。
The busy kind.
忙
It's
し
not
い
like
こと
you're
せ
being
よ。
just annoying for you.
なんだい。
I've
心
got
臓
more
発作起こ
important
した
things
か
to
も。
do, and you survived it. Congratulations.
動
Even
けて
better.
る。
Anything else? I wouldn't worry about that.
Accept it. The body is an object, and objects break
あん
down.
たにできることって一体何なんだ？
You want me to do blood work for you again? Tell you just how bad things really are across the board? You want to do that? I need to go. Some idiot.
It's not fucking cryo acta latte.
なんだいなんだい。
It's super glue, Doc.
話以上だ。
Anything else I can help you with, officer?
シルビーはダメで、あ、図書館につなげて。10時からか。
Anything else, detective?
ブーツの所有者について。
I still haven't heard back from the database people.
あら、もう
Try
な
calling
いか
again
な。
later. 57.
In the cabin, you
10時からだったか。よし、じゃあ、持ってこいって言われたんだよな。いやでもお偉いさんのところも行かないかん。行きたいところが多すぎて。
You've hurt yourself now. I told you not to mess
怪我
around
して
back
る？
there. What are you even trying to accomplish, you fool?
うん。是が非でも知りたいんだよ。
You're only making things worse. Stop it. Be compelled to look at the books.
ところで巨大な冷蔵庫があるらしいですね。
No, I don't know anything about a fridge. Aren't you interested in books?
For whatever reason, she's lying to you about the fridge.
自分で探すしかないのか。どうの。もう一回挑戦はまだできないよね。あげてないよね、そこら辺の。いや、いけるのか。通覚敷地ね。肉体を鍛えろ。通覚。ダイソー。スカーフ買いたくないんだよな。大おかん。これだけか。お、こんな機械に頭を突っ込もうと。通覚系のやつ、こういうのを着ておかないと見つからないのあんま見てないだろうな。72% をダーツの部屋に入ったことによって慣れているな、入るのに。いや、よし、いけた。でも体力は減少する。でも成功したぞ。もう一回体当たりする必要がある。
You're not thinking of trying again, are you?
何も言わず。痛いんだよ、クソったれ。体勢をぶっ壊せ。何も言わず体当たりする。それっと。やったー、いけたー。さあ、巨大冷蔵庫とやらを見せてもらおうか。あ、キムさん。
What is this place?
冒険の予感だ。どうやらジムみたいだな。痛すぎる。ジムみたいだな。
Yes, but no one's been here in ages. I doubt the electricity still works. Good thing we have a flashlight on us.
Some specks of dust shimmer in a faint beam of daylight falling from the window. An eerie feeling rises in your chest.
長く使われていない理由がもしもあるとした。
Yes, because it's closed. No need to look for supernatural explanations where a banal one will do.
なんかあるかもよ。一回セーブで。ポスターあった。懐中電灯ですね。おー、こんな、すごいリアルだ。ダンベル。
A barbell lies on the floor. The color has worn off its weight plates. It's 60 kilograms. Your triceps hum at the sight of these weights. Show the world what kind of beast it's dealing with.
無理無理無理。
There are no collars on the
バーベルカラーがついてないぞ。
This is a safety
安全性に問題がある。
Why does it feel so familiar?
巻いてられるやつかな。俺実は俺が重量上げの選手だから。
No, it's not that. It's the stale smell of rubber, the squeaky sound of sneakers, your bruised knee against the mat, and a whistle.
選手じゃない
It's
けど。
just a memory from another life, when you were young and fit.
カラーのことに気づいた。頭が痛い。頭痛いんだな今。バーベルにカラーがついてない。
The weight may fall off. Better not touch it then.
どこのバカがわざわざカラーだけ外しやがって。
It would be a violation of EPIS safety regulations if the gym was still operating, but it
体
isn't.
装置は
No one's supposed to come here
厳
anymore.
しいな。いけるか？肉体装置意外とあるよね。あげるやつね。白いタンクトップに体装置下がる。あれ案外ない？今着てるのがそれか。結構
The barbell waits patiently
厳し
on
い
the
な。
floor.
立ち去ろう。残念。ここら辺になんかこぼれてなかった？ほら。スキルポイントゲット。あ、やった玉ゲット。報告しよう。報告っていうか渡そう、返そう。窓修理店の。わあ、ホラーみたいじゃん。でといえば人思い。なにマネキンの胴体。ここ怪しい。上の方もある。
A dusty radio computer sleeps on its wired frame, forgotten and unused. Its keyboard has a rectangular on-off button.
Another radio computer.
Yeah.
Just sitting here without anyone inside.
This is the Ream Civic radio computer. Model R.
ちょっと待って。
The dusty radio computer sleeps on its wired frame, forgotten and unused. Its keyboard has a rectangular on-off button.
It's your call. You're in charge of this expedition, officer.
The machine lights up like some prehistoric animal stirring from its slumber, revealing fluorescent play and print keys on the keyboard. It's empty like a beehive without its brood.
This is where the memory should go.
メモリを入れる。再生を押す。何もない。テープが入ってない。これは？ドアだった。待って。ちょっと待って。あ、白クマいる。
Yes.
違うよ。キムじゃないんだ。なんでもない。 回戻ろう。あれまた時間がかかりそうなところに来てしまったな。
This old fireplace is covered in lines drawn in blue and red marker. The mesh spreading over the stone like blood vessels on alabaster skin. It looks ghostly and strangely ancient. A diagram for summoning some time-forgotten being. The symbols seem very esoteric. The whole thing resembles Kadran mosaic tiles. Very pedantic. History classes, students with their textbooks open, studying the roots of our civilization. Those aquarelle blue tiles looked beautiful in the sun. Radio frequencies, it seems. UKV 123.6, UKV 123.7, UKV 123.9. Some written notes, too. Sparse and cryptic. Unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries. Very advanced. You think so? The web is comprised of radio stations, all lead back to one red heart, titled The Game Master Frequency. A note says, this one can listen in on any station it wants. Looks like a surveillance program. They must have had massive airwidth. These things don't come cheap. Someone very important, the leader of a massive on-air game, built a conductor for the hundreds of story threads that pass through game masters. Whoever decides to call in to a call-in, a list of names under the stations suggests people across 6 Isolas would be playing. Muindi, Insulinda, Kotla, Grad, Samara, and even Ilmara. All of this is gone, left unrealized. There's no way a little basement studio worked.
My God, it's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became. Exactly. This schedule, I know doom when I see it. The company was running out of funding.
Nothing. It's just lines on my... Your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches, and schemes, like some ancient cave mural. Some of the writing has faded with age, but you can still make out sections here and there. Photos and drawings have been pinned to the board. These lithe, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types of Welkins. You make out autumnal candle Welkins, casting waxed translucent Welkins, with organs shining under their skin, and even ether Welkins, hailing from the Who are all those creatures? Fantasies of a one of the Welkins, towering among the rest, appears to be different, however. It's Vara Hamira, a high Welkin, his face white and scarred like cracked marble. This is clearly a Welkin supremacist. The note says, all non-Welkin races will be purged. The Haldor, the Twarg, the humans, and even headless men, all of them, purged. Imagine a world filled only with Welkin. Green.
An inordinate amount of time has gone into drawing these little Welkin creatures.
何者なんだ？じゃあ、ウェルキン至上主義者がいるぞ。何者なんだ？
This looks like concept art for a project.
そうよね。
It's not really
そんなものにそんなに時間かけ
Some
るん
people
だ。
really like building a world, I think, even if it's just for a game.
至上主義者がいるぞ。
Political commentary. That one has a great beard too.
勉強にはなっ
Just
た
look
か。
at those details. So much effort.
おー
And for
意外と
what?
呆れてないんだな。
All gone.
写真を
The
調べ
photo
る。
collage depicts barren, icy landscapes wrapped in perpetual night. Entire oceans have been frozen from shore to shore. There are pictures of settlements on dried-up riverbeds, abandoned in a storm. A pinned postcard reads, "The heat-death scenario. A desperate fight for geothermal energy engulfs the world. This is a monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic words like sprint, daily minimi, and it looks a bit like an academic calendar." Everyone is constantly teetering on the edge of the abyss. An abyss of production. These squares look orderly, but as time goes on, the numbers in the boxes grow rarer and rarer. The board
looks like they didn't make it.
A note in the bottom left corner of the chalkboard says, "See the prods, the handwriting is only partly legible, but you can still make out 3 slogans. Call in, tune out." Where the full text reads, "Heat death of the universe is the new black." Another note says, "The biggest advancement in roleplay."
Okay. What do you think is going on?
ラジオゲーム開発スタジオフォートレスアクシデントだった場所だな。
Yes, I got that. What I meant was, what were they trying to achieve?
何を成し遂げようとしていたのか。
What were their ambitions? Because this here looks rather advanced.
He has respect and curiosity
好奇心
for
持っ
this
てる。
failed endeavor. This is way above your tiny little policeman head.
失敗した。俺だ、アーティストじゃない。
I think.
Like he's ready to lay out a fine theory, crafted together like a puzzle.
It looks like one of those popular pen and paper role-playing games. Only these people were trying to automate it.
コンピューター上で遊べるようにしようとして。
Utter madness, he thinks, as a compliment.
どうやってそれを実現するつもりだった？
None of the players have to be physically present. Anyone in the world can participate in the game as long as they have a two-way radio. Then there's the game master frequency that listens in on the smaller call-in stations. I think that was supposed to coordinate the stories, functioning as a master of ceremonies of sorts.
Coordinating so many games would take a whole switchboard
大変だ。今の時代なら
divided into sub-frequencies.
ネットでもあるけど、ここにこんな試みをした会社があるか？
Not to my knowledge. They make automated games in Graz, Messina, Königstein.
Not in Revachol West.
But I don't think anyone has attempted to create an inter-isolary game before. We just don't have the technology.
ロールプレイングゲームだったのか？
Indeed. Those Welkins are a dead giveaway. Role-playing people love that stuff. The world looks like a modified version of the WiiWare board game. With
Super cool. Someone should give them millions of real immediately.
もったいないな。何が起こったと思う？
No idea. They start filling out the schedule on the chalkboard.
あ、彼女が関係失敗したって言ってたよね。
It's ambitious.
それは違うって言ってるけど。
From reality.
こいつがあれば世界人々はつながりを保てる。完成させよう。
It's too late for that, I'm afraid. Okay, let's keep moving.
残念。こっち行きたい。ナイトクラブ立ち上げるのを手伝い、あ、鉄球ね。作スケジュール発見したぞ。ラメンとここにこれを。エマのアトリエ。エマのアトリエではないと思うけど、あ、そんな話してたかもな。確かめ。
Like a smooth draw, the filament slides into place. The speaker comes to life. Static seeps through the machine's plain a magnetic driver.
Good morning. Doctor's accident en rue de Saint-Ghislain.
またパスワードがいるんじゃない？
Please repeat. Is this the
また俺
production
だ
schedule?
よ。
Good, thank you. Please repeat. Is this the production schedule?
パ
Good.
スワード。
Please repeat the password.
絶対違うけど。例の後日、あ、よかったか。同じパスワード使われてた場所でなく。
To access the filament.
Really? She just used the same password? Maybe those radio computer guys aren't that paranoid after all.
Fortress accident. Thank you and goodbye.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering. With a quiet determination, The printer starts printing. A piece of paper unfolds. It's a project report written by the lead producer, Andrew Andy Schott. The first few pages give an overview of the capital and workforce, while the rest of it seems to be a production schedule. Fortress Accident employed 18 people, the bulk of the team composed of writers and concept artists. There were also radio programmers, sound engineers, a CEO, 2 marketing experts, and a single overburdened producer who developed a habit of popping Pyrrolidon in the basement to escape his obligations. Why did Fortress Accident have so many concept artists?
あ、ほんとね。大半をライターやコンセプトアーティストのストーリーが大事だったんじゃない？アートと。ラジオゲームになんでこんなにたくさんのアーティストが必要だったんだ？必要だったわけじゃない。いらなかったということか？
No, definitely not. A few more producers could have come in handy though, especially when dealing with writers, some of whom routinely skip to work because of mental health issues and extremely unprofessional sleep schedules. One of them even managed to steal some valuable company property before skipping town for good. In its short time of existence, Fortress Accident SCA managed to burn through truly insane amounts of money. The first tranche of seed financing brought in 150,000 Riyal, but then came the delays. Eventually, the damage reached 400,000 Riyal, with only half of the game finished. Let's just say it was a real adventure for their Igaunian investor. The production schedule depicts their glorious descent into bankruptcy. Not the concept artists. It wasn't even the writers, with their panic attacks and 3-hour lunches. It was impossible not to fail. The project was too large, and no amount of money could satiate the ever-expanding ambitions of the development team. They tried to make a 4 million Riyal game with 400,000 in their bank account. They thought they could bridge the gap with pure willpower and imagination. They couldn't.
なるほど。つまり奴ら自らの野望で身を滅ぼしたんだな。
No. Even then, success remained within an ever-narrowing margin of possibility that, despite everything, that is, until they discovered the Valley of the Heads.
謎のやつなんだと
At the 11th hour, the lead designer, Jimsk-born Suliswaf Jalisa, decided that what Wirral Untethered needed was a secret mystical location. This place was to be the Valley of the Heads, where the heads of all the headless constructs could be found. The player would have been able to choose a head for their headless party member, and each head would have been voiced on air by a professional actor. So many. The last count, there were approximately 10,000 heads for 10,000 headless men, all of which could be endlessly recombined.
Well,
yeah, that and the catastrophic data loss. On the nature of the data loss, there's ominously little information in the production log. It comes at the very end, where things get fuzzy and dark, where tables and numbers seem to vanish into an eerie nothingness before the Igaunian investors pulled the plug. What is clear is that one day an unidentified numeric anomaly occurred on the East Insulindian Lintel front, just as the Wirral Untethered project was being compiled that day. When the project was returned, it was completely blank. The team spent weeks on the phone with Lintel, the service provider, but despite their diagnostics, they could never produce a satisfactory explanation or pay for the loss. Mysteriously enough, it seems that the off-site copy happened to be on-site when the catastrophic data loss occurred. It was the lead programmer's responsibility to oversee weekly maintenance of the off-site copy and, well, keep it off-site. And S. Lieutenant Kilda, the lead programmer of Fortress Accident, the off-site copy was on-site because there was no off-site anymore. Not for me, not after 8 months of crunch. I didn't have a home anymore, so I started keeping it in the basement in the ice bear refrigerator near where I went to sleep. It was perfectly safe there. The temperature conditions were optimal.
納得のいく言い
Her
訳じゃ
former
ないな。
colleagues would agree with you.
リードプログラマーは他にも何か書き残し
The
てるの
production
か？
schedule ends with a few random notes that seem to be added sometime later.
最後に書かれ
4
たメ
months
モを読
later,
む。
by an unknown author. I am the only one left, and it's gotten rather damp here. A few other businesses have gone under, too. Slipstream switched to making skis, and the hairdressers just left, cursing Martinez. They're right, though. Something's seriously wrong with this place. Martinez, all of it. Still haven't got an answer from Lintel about what happened. All I could get were the physical coordinates of the error on the East Insulindian front on that day. Since the computation happened on air, I reckoned it had to coincide with an actually existing location. I have compared the coordinates to a map of Revachol West. Turns out it's only 800 meters from here. The address is Saint-Brun 1147. I am going there to look this thing in the eye. Saint-Brun 1147? That's what the street tiles on the cube are still smoldering. The filament
よし。いやー、いろいろ分かったね。見てみ。あ、違う。わわわ。間がきしんでいる。ラデルタ。はーい。わ
An iron safety curtain curves before your eyes, folded like a bellows. What an odd thing to do.
まあ何もないだろうな。
Nothing. No one's home.
痛いことになりそう。痛いことになりそうだから帰ろう。よし。じゃあ、こっちだな。この体力回復のやつ買うべきなのかな。体力が2っていうのがなかなか。お、マグネシウムの方はそんなにいらない。とりあえず近づいて。焼却炉だよね。
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace. Looks like this furnace has a face, and it's a face of agony.
Looks like it. Looks like an old central furnace used to heat the building. No one has used it in ages. No signs of any recent fire.
It's dark and grimy here. In the darkness you can hear chatter. It's coming from above. The echo is so prominent. It's impossible to discern what the voices are saying.
What are you doing?
上から話し声が聞こえてきているよ。
Wait, really? Maybe it's coming from behind those safety curtains we saw upstairs. We should ask the lady in the bookstore what's going on with these curtains.
Okay.
A lush layer of coal now covers your skin. You feel the spirit of Ramut Karzai, ancient hero of Grad, pulsing through you. All that's left is to cover your face in water. 3 dangerous stripes appear onto your cheeks, telling stories of your wild soul.
いいな。
What are you doing?
古代イルマラの戦士の生まれ変わりなんだ。
Please wipe your face clean.
はいはい。
No, you're a proud warrior.
気取らない。
Keep it. These 3 stripes give you strength in this dangerous room. It would be foolish to remove them.
こんな真っ暗な場所の調査をしているんだぞ。戦下将が与えてくれる加護が必要だ。
This protects you.
これは伝統的な戦下将だ。この場所を守護する精霊たちが俺の行く手の安全を保証してくれる。これは俺に自信を与えてくれるものなんだ。大事なのはそこだろ。
Okay, sure. Go ahead.
ありがとう。でも見た目変わんないんだね。足で蹴ってみる。
あいたー。
命敵だった。2のダメージを受けたな今。
Metal, broken glass. You are the destroyer, the bane of inanimate matter.
俺を見ろ。いや、俺は自分の無力さを日常に相手にぶつけているだけの一回の無力な個人に過ぎない。これまでに壊してしまったものに対して面目ないと思っている。あ、やばいやばい。ピンチピンチ。あと1で死ぬぞ。この状況は良くない。薬買わなきゃな。秘密の出入り口があるらしいぞ。銃がねじ込んである。まずいな。ちょっと一回セーブしよう。ゲームオーバーになりかねんぞ。
A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall. It's too dark to see in.
上に穴が開いてるぞ。
There is, yes. And there also appears to be something inside the hole.
これも気になる。
Your hand reaches deep into darkness and spider webs, rummaging around. You find rusty rifles hidden away. Most of them are rusty and inoperable, like the rest. But one catches your eye. A bolt-action model with a fine wood stock, in better cosmetic order than take it. You're a police officer. Police officers carry guns.
That's a rare sight. Seems to no longer be functional, but still a beautiful thing in its own way. Seems like an old bunker from the revolutionary period. Look at all those rifles. Must be an old weapon. It means there are firearms, albeit inoperable, still lying around in Martinez.
He likes this find.
さろう。使いはできなさそうだけど。脅しに使えるかもしれんな。まだ調べられるの？
A few bricks have fallen.
あ、体力振るか、一回。体力振ってもいいな。耐久力一回。これは取っといていいでしょう。じゃあよし、強制回復。あ、これ、やった、回復アイテムもゲット。ノザフェード。
Two cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads off into the darkness, and the black one to the ice cream maker nearby. Rip the red one out. Look how giant and red and inviting it is. Don't rip the red one out. You'll awaken the ghosts.
猿。何が起こるんだろう。やったー。演劇じゃん。タンクトップ。演劇タンクトップ。いるなら自己責任。すごい服だな。ベーカーボックス上がって。いっぱいある。いろいろある。地下室の窓。黒い方を引っ張ってみようか。
Two cables are plugged into the breaker. Rip the red one out. Don't rip the red one out. Something close to you.
Why did you do that?
特に理由がなくてもバトルは動くからな。
The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything. The electric distribution board now has one cable missing.
でもアイスクリームメーカーにつながってるやつだっけな。幸せそうな音。赤を引き抜いてはなりますって言われたもんな。いやー、なんか広いぞここ。止まんないや。あれ？ここにつながってるの。なるほど。よしよしよしよし。新しいところじゃなくてよかった。まり行けるところは結構探索。ここだ。
You see a terrifying ice bear with a strange compartment in its belly. This ice bear is a hyper carnivore. The bear looks oddly realistic. Is it taxidermy? This must be the giant ice bear fridge that Suna mentioned. A gust of freezing cold air rushes to greet you. You hear the lieutenant takes a peek inside. His hand has found the holster of his gun. The shelves are empty. All you see are crumpled ice cream wrappers with the brand name Revolution Ice City. A handwritten note. But where's the filament memory? It's not here.
Someone must have taken it. What does the note say?
You pocket the note and the little fridge magnets keeping it on the door. A friendly cartoon bear smiles back at you from a glossy cellophane wrapper. The paper still smells of vanilla and chocolate.
Good question. It looks like an ice cream fridge. I know. What an unfortunate marketing choice. What is even worse, the bear is still costing them money to this day.
The fridge buzzes with energy. The note is written with a blue pencil on a piece of lined.
Does it say anything interesting?
This is tangential at best, but the lieutenant's detective instinct is someone has scribbled. S. I can't believe the off-site copy is still here. The illiterate ginger kid keeps stealing stuff from the studio, so I had to hide it somewhere safe. You'll find the filament memory with the off-site copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Please take it home, ASAP. It's important. I'd do it myself if I lived in a civilized place with a freezer. Take care. Sully Swaff.
アイスクリームメーカーはどこ？誰かフィラメント移動させたんだ。食うのだな。クリームメーカーがどこにあるかわかるか？
I assume it's somewhere close to the ice.
Didn't you see one right next to the
ブレ
breaker
ーカーボッ
box?
クスのすぐ横。あれ、私一回切っちゃったけど。
Really? You don't have a
食うの
single
のこと
guess?
かな？
Oh, I'm sure the child would love to get his hands on the filament memory. Even if he doesn't know what to do with it, he'd probably try to pawn it for speed, based on our encounter.
大丈夫かな？一瞬電源切ったけど大丈夫かな？
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine.
ハンドルを
It has a hand-cranked ice cream churn. Turning the crank feels oddly satisfying. It's all gone now.
あ、はい。
You'll never become
押し
it.
開け
You
てみ
slip
る。
your fingers under the frozen
あ、そっ
lid,
か、あれを
but
つけ
the
てない
ice
か。
is too cold for you to.
Didn't Sona give you a perfect tool for this kind of...
Equip the multi-tool by
はーい。素敵だが、袋を手放す時
This
が。
orange machine is buzzing like a. You slip your fingers.
Didn't Sona give you a perfect tool for this kind of job? The Kvalsund.
Equip the multi-tool by going to the Tools tab in
あれこれじゃなかったっけ？あ、これひょっとしてこれ今違うのつけてる？あ、ごめん。ね、多分スピーカーだったな。形が似てるから。
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner on top
あ
and
ー、
an
肉体
electric
装
freezer.
置結構上げてるんだけど今それでも厳しいかね。肉体装置上げてるんだがな。まだ厳しいかこれは。私には。どちらにせよ肉体装置同じだな。
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand-cranked ice
誰
cream
だけやって
churner
み
on
る
top
か。
and an electric ice
お、いけ
ground
た。
howls under the
よし
strain
よ
of
し。
your giant Kvalsund multi-tool until the lid cracks open. Inside, on a frosty platform, lies an object, intricate and foreign. Left, you gently lift the cube from its frosty bedding.
We should take it back to Miss
Yosh.
Lucanen Kilda as soon as possible.
Yes, but aren't you curious to know what's on
ラジ
the
オコンピューターもある。ねえ、聞いてみよう。よーし、探索しきったかな。このくらいで終了してもいいな。報告はしたいね。
tiles on the cube, like a smooth draw. The filament, the speaker comes to life.
Good morning. Please repeat. Is this the earth? Good.
同じじゃダメか
Please
な。
repeat the... No,
あ、
that's...
違う。
What does she mean? Maybe it's the second part of the leitmotif
二
we
言
saw
目
on
の
the
方かも
stained
しれないぞ
glass window.
じゃあ、死の後に再びのせい。
Good. I've unlocked the offset copy. After ending the call,
で、脆
please
弱
press
な。
print to access the filament.
Ka-ching.
カチン。
Fortress accident. Thank you.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering. It
印
sounds
刷。
like something cracks. Something's broken.
真っ黒な
Machines
イン
aren't
ク。
supposed to behave like this. It sounds like something cracks. Something's broken. Machines aren't supposed to behave like this. The paper is soaked with ink.
あ
It's monochrome darkness spanning from margin
あ。
to
赤。
margin.
あ、
It's not possible to make out any
赤。
information.
%も怖いよ。でも11と66は絶対に決定だから 100% にはならないんだよね。やるしかない。
A single speck of white shines out from the shade. For some reason, the printer decided to spare this one tiny dot of paper, marked by the devil itself. Looks like gibberish.
点々が
Better
白
get
い。
running again.
この死体と関係ない？
This must be the information Sauna is looking for. She knows how to make sense of it. Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the framework. The filament slides
よっ
out.
しゃー。やったね。よーし。印刷物もゲット。やったー。成功してるね、最近。メロ。おばさまにちょっと話を聞きたいんだよね。ちょっとなんか今表示されんやった。哀れな動物たちいたの。ラーベルは持ち上げなくてよくて、鉄球も渡せる。あー、やれることがいっぱいだー。楽しい。でもあっちのお偉いさんに話しかけんといかんのよ。港のお偉いさんに途中で無理やり話切ったからさ。こっちを優先すべきだよな、多分。あ、でも冷蔵庫に入ってたものだからな。急いで持ってかないと。
Broke down the back door, the wards, the door. It's all gone now. Dark psychic energy leeching onto my shop.
時には過激な手段に頼らざるを得ない時もある。
I suppose it's all over now.
そんなことないよ。
I guess there's no
何の
escape.
話をしてる。
Just a door? This place is curse detective. They don't call it the doomed commercial area
確か
for
に
nothing.
潰れて
Just
る
look at
ね
the。sheer amount of companies that have failed in this house.
うん、
I hope you're happy now. Happy that you've ruined everything.
大丈夫よ。
Now that you've broken the door, the curse is coming to get me as well.
Host Almighty, she prays. Guard me and my honest business venture from the curse that lurks behind the door. Blessed be your name.
これなど実在しないものなんじゃなかったのか？
Of course you didn't. You're nothing but a policeman. All right. You know what? I'm willing to let you investigate the doomed commercial area.
そうそう。
We are set on the path. But before we go on, tell me, did you encounter the
この
malignant
存在？
entity?
いや、見てないと思うよ。
Yes, the malignant entity that
煙
lives
突の
inside the
中に住んで
chimney.
る。
It takes the shape of a woman, a witch probably. I've suspected that she knows more about the curse than she lets on ever since I first saw her.
中から声は聞こえた。
Yes, I've heard that. It's enormous. She has barricaded herself behind some metal
あ
security
ー、カーテ
curtains
ンについて
upstairs.
聞こうって言って
God
た
knows
もん
what she's
ね。
doing there. Some unnatural magic, I assume. You should go find the entity and ask what happened to all the...
If you're really interested in cracking this mystery, then we should go
一旦
back
そこ
to
に
the
戻ろ
furnace. Maybe you could yell into it or...
Despite his cool, the lieutenant's interested in
やっ
solving
た
this.
ー。キムさんノリノリじゃないの。行こう。こうやって時間が過ぎていく。やめることもできない。楽しい。どうだったっけ？あ、まだ奥か。じゃあ違うよな。これだ。
A thick layer of coal dust
お
covers
ーい。
the
お、
furnace,
戦化粧も施してるし、いけるでしょう。おーい。よし。
breaks loose in you. A mighty bellow echoes throughout the chimney's depths. The chatter of tiny voices above suddenly cease.
あ、やっほー。
You've awakened the
目
entity.
覚めさせてしまいましたぞ。中に誰かいるのか？
Hello? Did you say anything? I can't hear you.
上まで。
Come upstairs. There's a safety button on the second floor. I'll open it.
You hear a low rumble upstairs. The sound of a curtain being pulled aside.
After you, officer.
2階。どうやって？ 2階？あ、ここ？2階？あ、カーテン？ 2階？シャッター？あ、いけたいけた。あ、こんにちは。こんにちは。
Hello. I'm Nia.
ダイス職人さん。
Did you try knocking on my window? I must have missed you. I've been listening to my Melius. So what kind of die are you looking for?
Could this be the malicious entity?
全然
Perhaps
美しい
it's
人じゃ
wise
な
to
い
go
か。
along with this masquerade. She's got a direct view to the backyard.
何を
You should interrogate her about
ああ、
the
リン
Legion.
チについて尋問。イリュってのは具体的に何なんだ？誰かと間違えてるんじゃないのか？イリュって何？
Yes, Amelia is like a call-in station. You need a two-way radio to access one. That's why I have these.
参加したいのかな？
Mostly, they just teach you to swear in different languages. But some of the stations can be quite
あ、そういうの
interesting.
あるんだね、他に。
I was so absorbed. I must have missed you knocking.
ノックしてない
Then
よ。
how did you get inside? By the south entrance? You know what? It doesn't even matter. What matters is that you're finally
なんで
here.
俺にダイス
Let's
の
talk
話を
dice.
振るんだ
Did
い
you? I'm a novelty dice maker. Tell me the name of your role-playing system and I'll make the die you need. That's why you're here, yes?
As she speaks, her bone-like fingers fiddle with a ring. Her bones light,
してもらいたい、
but
なん
her
か。
hands strong. Role-playing games? You know the one made by Fortress Accident. Does that count?
フォートレスアクシデントが作ったやつは必要だ
Very
よ。
good. My rate is 10 rare.
リアル
per set,
高っ。
Unless you want something really unusual. Take a look around and see if there's any particular stone you want to use.
It almost looks as if the stones and dice are a natural part of the room, growing out of the shelves like stalagmites. This person means you or no one else. Absolutely no harm. She will answer
どんな
freely
質問にも
and
率直に
honestly.
正直に答えてくれる。リンチされた男について何か知ってる？
Nothing really. I didn't know him.
Who cares about the dead body?
どうでもいい
We
ので
might
す。
be dealing with a malignant entity here. The lieutenant looks at his notebook.
Your window looks directly onto the courtyard. You're saying you didn't see or hear anything unusual last Sunday evening?
I'm sorry, detective, but as you know, I usually have my headphones on when I'm working. It shuts out most of the daily ruckus behind my window. Well, there's always something going on in the Whirling's backyard. During daytime, there are usually those kids. And lately, I've been seeing a lot of drunk workers hanging about.
She's not sorry to disappoint you. Informing on someone in a murder investigation would intrude upon her focused existence.
But I never saw anyone during that fateful Sunday night, I'm afraid.
仕事を離れて窓の外見たがりしてない？
But in this case, all I would have seen is my own reflection staring back from the darkness. It's really hard to make anything out in the yard when it's dark outside. Besides, I rarely get up to look out the window when I'm in the zone.
This person values focus above all. She keeps her sharp sight on the instruments before her.
日曜の夜もこうやって働いてる人が多いのか？
It's an odd profession, making dice for people. But I like it, and I prefer doing this to sitting at home.
もう直前にポンポンポンポン電気が消えたって聞いたけどね。
Anything else, officer?
どんな経緯でカスタムダイス職人になったんだ？
How did I become one? It was a business decision. I was a regular jeweler at first, but that's an unfocused field with too much competition.
仕事だけに集中
Some
し
of
たい
my
んだね。
friends were role players. They asked me to make some polyhedral dice out of cobalt. That was my first order. I grew it from there.
私自身も好きなの
Not
かい？
especially. I like working with rare materials and a steady pay. And role players as customers? They're nice people.
Some of those nice people have big bucks to spend on novelty items. She's thankful for the security they provide her.
注文したいんだ
Of
が
course. Tell me what you have in mind.
仕事の役に立ちそうなやつが
I
欲しい。
think I have just the right one for you.
Police colors.
警察の色だ。俺が警察だからってことだよ
Not
な。
the most original, I know. But sometimes the obvious choice is obvious because it's best. Here, catch.
やった。
They're a gift from me.
取れるかな？
A beautiful woman tossing you a gift. Whatever you do, don't overthink it.
どう考えても考えすぎている。ドレスコード。極限のパフォーマンス。いるか？
You overthink it. Your hands can't agree what to do, and the two dice drop to the floor and scatter in opposite directions, like pearls from a broken.
Down the drain, like your career. I apologize, officer. That comment was unnecessary.
はい、とりあえずは
That one is made of bloodstone with a lapis lazuli inlay. The other one was the inverse. It's a shame. They might have brought you luck. You definitely need luck in Martinez.
Is she pitying you? Good God, she's...
Now, was there anything else?
じゃあさ、片方だけで
Tell me
も
what you have in mind.
片方だけでも取りたい。ミラルアンテザードを知ってるかい？
Ah, yes. Fortress accident. It's the Wiro untethered die. Is a variation of a standard role-playing die. Only, instead of plants, it uses motifs of ice and...
Ice, death, loss.
I'm thinking something made from alligator jawbone, cast in black resin. The reptile bone is as white as ice and dead as, well, death. For 7 real, I could have it ready in 8 hours. It's an icositetrahedron, a 24-sided die that can...
Loving it. So nifty.
なぜ樹脂につける必要があるんだ？
Untreated bone is porous and prone to chipping. Cast it in something hard like resin though. And great. See you in 8 hours then. Was there anything else?
ここ今どこ？
We're inside the chimney of an old central furnace. It's strange, I know. But when I arrived here, all the other rooms were taken, so I had to build myself a makeshift home. Besides, I don't really have to pay any rent here, so that...
Plaisance was right. There's an entity living in the chimney.
呪いのことを
Does
聞
it
いて
mean
みま
she's
しょう。
unlawfully occupying a part
そう
of
ね、
that
けしからんね。発想が豊かですね。 呪われてると聞いた。あんたがここが呼ばれてることは知ってるか？
I've heard the stories, but I don't think those stories are true.
だったらこれまでに倒産した数々の会社のことは？
It's just capitalism. We only hear about tales of success, so it's often surprising to realize how many ventures actually fail.
はい。じゃあ、
Play Sans, the bookshop
信じてないけど。
I've heard that her business is doing rather well.
ね。
Have the energy spared her somehow?
うん。ねえ、なぜ潰れてないんだろうか。
Oh, right. But it's not just the bookstore that's still up and running. What about the whirling in racks? Some people say it's part of the building complex.
あそこもなのか?
You could say so. Both houses were built at the same time and under the East of the Commerce Central project.
うん。つい最近急に辞めたベストレスがいるし、あれが滞ってる客もいる。私のことだ。うん。
And then there is me.
あ、うまくやってるもんね。
I've been here for 14 years, selling novelty dice to role-playing enthusiasts. Not exactly a million-real business idea, yet somehow I've survived despite the talk of malicious energies. Strange, isn't it?
It's because she's in cahoots with the demons.
うん。今日のニュース矛盾をはらんでいるな。
I was just about to ask, what do you think? Do you think the curse is real?
The jig is up. The she-demon knows you've uncovered her true identity. Time has come to face the source. Fear not, for the forces of the universe are supporting you in this psychic quest.
呪いなんてものはなかったと思い始めてる。うん。正直よくわからない。
Exactly.
ないと思う
Truth is
じゃん。
always so disappointingly mundane and boring. But I'm glad we got this sorted out. And
Plaisance is not going to like what you have to tell her.
うん。他のテナントど
more
こ
or
だっ
less,
た？
are you interested in anyone specific?
Oh, quite a lot of them spring to mind.
ジム、窓が割れてる。動物の剥製を作ってた。マネキン。窓が割れてる。
Oh, this one's a mess. There used to be a company that promised to repair windows 24 hours a day. Turns out, the business was actually set up as a front for an illicit group that was producing snuff milias. Who would have guessed? And they never cleaned up the debris either. Now it's just littering the hallway and I have no idea how to get rid of it on my own.
スナッフミルとは？
It's a sub-Rosa radio station that broadcasts real murders with real victims. Some people pay good money to get off on it.
恐ろしいな。
Don't worry, the ACP has a separate division that deals exclusively with unlicensed sub-roses. This isn't our problem.
Good luck with that. It's not easy catching those perpetrators.
前まで美容院が入って
Yes,
た
I
らし
think
い
it
ね。
was called Androgynous Orlando or something similar. They weren't a big hit around here. Turns out that working class men don't like genderless haircuts. They're scared of that word.
You wouldn't like it either. The others would laugh at you.
家剃ってもらいたいな。
A bit of experimenting every now and then isn't bad.
髪型には特にこれといったこだわりが
Me
ないな。
neither. I just wanted off my face.
ジムは
It
どうだった？
wasn't really a gym, it was Artemiteps Boxing Club. A community project created to steer at-risk youth away from drugs and crime.
アルテミテップとは？
A kind man from Gems.
あら。
I heard he had some trouble with the law when he was younger, and that's why he wanted to start the gym as his way of giving back.
食うのに必要なものだ。
Kuno? Who's Kuno?
体の冒涜を好む小僧らしい赤毛のチビだ。
Oh yes, you mean the kid with the sailor's mouth? Yes, I've heard him yelling profanities in the backyard.
外 と随分静か。
I think it would take more than a gym to help that kid.
そうか。地域ぐるみの取り組みとやらうまくいったのか。遭遇したガキどもの感じからして取り組みはうまくなんかいかなかったんだろうな。
It didn't. If anything, it made the youth situation in Martinez even worse. At some point, someone started a rumor that the punching bag downstairs was full of amphetamines.
It's not really full of that. No one would store their drugs like that.
Eventually, the coalition took away the funding and the club went bankrupt. This was a few years ago. It's gotten much more peaceful around the plaza ever since. You mean Mr. Fabron, the taxidermist? No, anything else? There used to be a fashion atelier here, but I have forgotten the head designer's name. They were doing well for a couple of years until the insect rights activists came. The atelier produced a certain collection that used chitin among the materials. Apparently chitin is made in the Occident, where it's extracted from beetle wings. And you know how all kinds of political movements are big in the Occident. The activists shut down the biggest chitin supplier, which of course caused the price to skyrocket. And, naturally, all the most fashionable tastemakers refused to be seen in chitin from then on. The atelier went bankrupt before they could finish the collection.
どうしよう。昆虫好きだけど、昆虫好きだろう。だけど、昆虫好きなんで。
Really? Anyway.
Poor guy. Suddenly, you get a feeling that insects are important to the case.
ローターブレードやスキー板は何
They
な
were
んだ
made by a company called Slipstream.
ね。
After they pivoted from making rotor blades to skis, their chief executive took off on a vacation. But honestly, I think it's quite funny. I think he's still sending out holiday transmissions from Tulula or Timotiri or Hashkor or wherever he is.
興味深い。そいつはどんな文章を打診するんだ？
The usual, I imagine. That he's been thinking up all kinds of new business plans and can't wait to get started on them just as soon as he returns.
キムの顔が目に入るまで。あれ？
Men like that are a curse.
Sure, but Slipstream is history now. All their remaining assets got seized by the bailiffs in 47. I have no idea why those skis and blades are still lying around.
They were just the props. Maybe you could make a sword out of one.
奇妙な機械を見つけたんだが。
Fortress Accident, the radio game studio.
She liked them.
They were an interesting bunch. We talked about role-playing systems every now and then. Once, I even saw two of them get into fist. They certainly took their work very seriously, even if they seemed to be chronically liberal. The usual. They ran out of money and couldn't get the project done on. Well, I did hear them talking at times. They seemed to believe they were historical individuals on some grand quest.
かなりの対策という印象ではあったが。
Yes, but when the money started to run out, they just began to complain a lot about capitalism. You know, in the end, they just didn't get it done. They didn't have enough willpower to produce something truly historic and to show up to work on time.
She's right. Showing up to work on time is important.
変だ。あんたの言う通りだ。もっと努力すべきだった。まあ難しい。私も朝苦手だからな。言う通りって言っとこう。
Still, not everyone is going to make it. That's the nature of the game.
The result is 1. The dice is black and filled with little silvery flakes.
Anything else?
地下に恐ろしい形相した熊の剥製があった。
The fabled Revo Show ICT.
何
You're in for a treat here. The place was owned by two guys who had some rather innovative ideas about marketing. The bear was one of them. Now ask me about their other ideas.
的なものの見方をしていた男性2人が経営して。
What were the other ideas?
聞いてやろうじゃないか。
There was really just one. And it involved picking out the prettiest girls in the neighborhood and paying them 20 cents per hour to man the booth. And by man the booth, I mean slump behind the counter with a face that could maim you if you ever dared to disturb their bored magazine browsing.
Sounds like she really didn't like those girls.
少女たちのこと気に入らなかったの
Flitter
か。
does the same thing.
フリってそうだね。フリってで弟子係やってる子、そんな感じだよな。
Employing silky teenage girls is a widespread practice, yes. Unfortunately, they always come in packs. I'm talking about acne-ridden girlfriends and gorilla-like boyfriends loitering near the shop. At least that's what happened with Ravishou ICT. And they already had the bear.
あら。あのクマがうまくいかなかったのか?
The bear was terrifying. No one wants ice cream guarded by a hostile apex predator. To make matters worse, the fridge didn't work too well either, and half the ice cream came out malformed and partially melted. Eventually, Ravishou ICT lost the price war to its rival, Glace 5000. Glace 5000 sold caramel sundaes for only 5 cents a piece, out of regular fridges.
改善を尽くしたと思うぞ。
Maybe, because the taxidermist who made that bear definitely wasn't.
あれ?
He said that the bear was his vision beast. He said he met his vision beast while high on desiccants.
Sounds cool. Scary. But cool. Why is everyone doing drugs in this place? Even the taxidermist?
電気科学失敗してるじゃん。集合聖獣とは?
It's an imaginary beast that guides you through life by telling you to do more drugs, mostly.
The horrific necktie tightens around your neck.
なんだい、ネクタイ。
Strangely excited. But it doesn't feel particularly fun this time around.
Very good. You shouldn't do them. You're a police officer after all. Anyway,
今はやってないぞ。
now you know the story of the fallen ice cream empire.
Little sparkling.
Anything else? Another failed business
インター
perhaps?
フォン全然機能してないんですけど。
I hope you didn't try to ring me.
うち呼び出した。
I
一
think
回。
none of those doorbells work, including mine.
ご
I'm
めん
still
なさ
in the
い
middle of
ね。
connecting
い
the
えいえ。
wires.
The doorbell with the empty name card
あ、そういう
must
こと。
belong to her then.
何も書かれてなかったとこ?
That's right. I haven't even written my name there. As I said, it's quite useless right now. It doesn't work yet.
まず同じ
You
建
could
物
say
なの?
so. Both houses were built at the same time and under the East Delta
そうなん
Commerce
だよ
Center
っ
project. That is
If the whirling is part of the same building, then
その
it's
話
part
は
of the
もう終わ
Dune
ったけ
commercial
どな。
area.
東デルタピンボール場。
right. It used to be a gaming arcade. This is an ancient failure. My advice: don't base your business on a fad. Hypnotism,
Agreed. Pinball is the worst.
ピンボール
His
そんな
disdain
嫌い
for
なんだ
pinball
ね。
could not be clearer.
ね。スリップストリーム SCA という会社にかけようとしたとき、おかしなことが起き
It
たんだ。
can't be true. They don't work here anymore. Are you sure it was Slipstream SCA? Was it a woman? Maybe it was Plaisance from the bookstore.
やる電子の人間だと言ってた。
Tricentennial Electrics? It used to be a major electric company 100 years ago.
100年前にあっ
It
た。
was something else. It was eerie.
もっと不気味な。
Pranks can be eerie.
だね。この人はそういうの信じないよね。
We were just one of them, and now they're terrorizing us.
録
No
音だったかもしれ
solidarity.
な
Why
い。
would Slipstream SCA have a 100-year-old
でも
recording? I'm
同じ
still
文章だっ
convinced it
たん
was
だよ。
nothing more than some elaborate prank.
My money is on electrical anomaly.
電気
I've
系
heard
の
of
異常に
these,
かけます。
especially in an old building like this.
Sure, I'm listening. Good.
わあ、も
I
う。
hope it clarified
長い
things a
な。
bit. What else?
ああ、これは無理だな。無理だな。他に 2% は、ちょっと、ダイスうまく受け取れてたらさ。受け取れてたらさ、このスキルチェックもっとうまく 行く確率が上がったとかないかな思うんだよ。受け取れなかったものはもう仕方ないけどね。うん。よかったよかった。帰ろう。あれ冷えてる状態じゃないといけない気がするからさ、もうすでに遅いかもしれないけど一回帰りたい。一回帰りたい。もう時間がこのゲーム時間が足りなさすぎるよ。3日目までのあそこであんなに時間無駄にしてはいけなかった。いたよ女の人。
And also, do a novelty dice maker? Well, spit it out. Why does she need the dice? For some kind of sorcery? Sometimes they use the ankle bones of sheep. I don't understand. If it's not her,
the narrative she's built herself. It just don't say you don't have any answer yet. The uncertainty is killing her. You've come this far. You know how to end it. There is an entity behind the entity.
得られていないとだけは言えない。一つ別の存在が、野良は存在がしないそうだ。得られてないとは違うよね。
Good luck persuading her.
説得するのは骨が折れるぞ。言った通り彼女はカスタムダイスの職人をしている。随分と長いこと商売が繁盛している。
Yes, because her business consists of the psychic leech. It's been feeding the curse. I see that you've fallen for her manipulation.
釣られているようですね。
The investigation is over. Thank you for nothing. Please do buy some books.
結果得られずじまいでしたが。
Wow. Total psychic. There was never any other way this could.
I am sorry we had to disappoint you, ma'am. Can we go?
Okay, but please, only a few questions. You wouldn't want to disturb the spirits. The curse is so much worse than you could imagine. It's the curse of financial.
Didn't that curtain just move?
だって、これ結構古い状態に戻ってるんだな。
It's not just that, officer. We're dealing with something. There's something
これは時間がないので。
She nudges her glasses.
さよなら。
The woman before.
さよなら。よし、一回帰らなきゃ。しかし図書館が開いている。なんだ？何かいる。なんだい。ここにはキムがいない状態でスルー。
You see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
This is precinct 57. How may I assist you?
図書館。
Hold on. I've got Central Jamrock Public.
Yes, this is Central Jamrock Public Library here.
He sounds worried, yet ready to assist.
お宅で本を借りているビリー・メジャンというやつのことが知りたい。
Billy Mejan, you said. Give me a moment, I'll have to check our database. Yes, hello, are you still there? I found Billy Mejan's home address. Is that all right? No phone number, unfortunately.
They're too poor to have a phone line.
Here we go, sir. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33B, apartment number 20. It's in Martinez, I believe. Capeside Apartments, it says. That's all.
That's where the smoker on the balcony lives, isn't it?
他に情報はない？
It says here that they returned their last book just a few days ago, but I wasn't at work that day. Marie? Marie? Do you remember a reader named Billy Mejan?
Maurice, what? A woman yells.
Yes, it was my colleague Marie. She said that it was Billy's husband who returned the book. He also asked for this new sci-fi release, Lowe's Radio City 87, but we don't have it yet.
Good. You have a name now.
タイトルをビリー・メジャンと旦那の名前わかる？
Sorry, no. Marie only knows him by sight.
女なんです。
Marie knows Billy. She's been working here longer than me. Sometimes her husband returns some books for her.
And then goes for a little drink later. On the lookout.
マリーに聞いて旦那の見た目を教えてもらえないか？
She said it was an older man, and that she's pretty sure he'd had a
どんな服を着てたか。うん、そうよね。覚えてないよね。はーい。
Anything else you need from me? 57th over.
In the cabin, you.
うん。ああ。一応知られたね。一回帰るけども。スキルポイント3溜まってるな。ここ開けようか。うん。で、何を置くか。ファースター。うん。スバスターやってみるか一回。オッケー。あー、鉄球渡すのすぐ終わるかな。いや、なんだかんだ長くなるんだよなこのゲーム。目的地にまっすぐ向かおう。一回。テープが悪くなっちゃう。やめらんないこのゲーム。本当にやめられなくなっちゃうよ。ずーっとやっちゃう。あ、これの報告もなかったな結局。ん？なんかずっとあれあれなんかずっと他の人の動画が流れてたっぽいな YouTube で。大丈夫かな？入ってるかな？なんで？いつから流れてた？誰かの生放送を開いたまんまにしてたかな？するとね、なんかね、それが終わったタイミングで関連動画とか次の動画、こういうのが勝手に再生されちゃうんですよね。これかな。自動再生オンにしてたらね。これかも。プログラマーが探していた住所。まあ、ここだもんな。こんにちは。持ってきたよ。
Yes, what is it?
持ってきた。
Yes.
持ってきた。
Thanks. Looks like it's the one. Now I'm going to print it out to see what's left of it.
情報確認する。ああ。うん。小さな点が浮かんでるものが出てきた。
A speck of white?
うん。
That's exactly what I'm hoping to find. Lintel was able to divine the location of the anomaly from this broken copy. I want to repeat their calculation, only this time with better equipment. Watch. What an intricate display of failure.
The paper gets soaked in ink again. Its evil blackness shining in the light of the mainframe. It looks eerie.
次はなんだ?
Sona doesn't reply. Her hands running over the printout. She's looking for something.
Here. I found it.
お、見つけた? どこだ? 白い点だ。俺が以前印刷した時に見たのと同じ位置にある。
Hold on.
お。何も言わない。
Just give me a second. I'm almost.
はい。
I've never witnessed a programmer work before.
あ、ワクワクするね。
I've got it. I found the location of the anomaly.
やったな。おい、おめでとう。
Thank you.
わあ、ご機嫌だ。どこにあったんだ?
There, in the swallow.
うん。
Think you can help me again?
もちろん。
I need you to go move those water balls for me.
ボールを動
I
か
need
して
to
きて
double
ほし
check
い。
my calculation. Just walk
は
over
い。
to the
円
circle
ま
and
で歩
follow
い
my
ていって指
instructions.
示に従ってくれれ
Move
ば
the
いい。
third ball 2
3
centimeters
番
to
目
the
の
left
ボールを
and the
左
fourth
に
ball
2
5
センチ。
centimeters to the right. This should do the trick.
ケー。
Thanks.
任せて。これまでやって終わりにしよう、今回。あ、いっぱいあるね、確かに。何番目ってどこからどこから見て何番目ってやつですか、これ。見てください。あ、でも全部同じ扱いだな。
It's awfully silent again, as if someone turned off. Measurements have been marked down around the bowls, each chalk-drawn line representing a centimeter on the floor.
3番目を左に2センチ。
It moves like a ghost without creating a single trace of sound.
右に5センチ。
Some water spills out of the bowl,
勝手にやってくれた
wetting
な。
the floor. The lead programmer sends you an encouraging thumbs up from across the hall. Time to run back, or maybe
歩くべきだな。
This is a sacred place after all.
そうよ、歩くべきだ。ブレイクスルーだ。
The 15th Indo tribe.
インスリンデ族。はい。
Because there was. The 15th Indo tribe was comprised of 8 kids from Forberg and North Jamrock, running from wild dogs in the valley, hiding scents under rocks, and stealing clothes off clotheslines, and sometimes even the copper wiring of phone lines. You may have been one of them. This must be a childhood memory. The 15th Indo tribe was your Indo tribe, set to rule in Cylinder. The rest of the kids are dead now. Car accidents and drug overdoses. Only you remain.
私一人だけ生き残りなんだな、15番目のインスリンデ族の。ピリッとつながりってのは出ないのかな、順番とかは。これ楽しいな、全部開けたくなるな。ポイントでも2だからな。今はちょっと待っとこう。いいのゲットしたね。お金がたまるたまる。じゃあ出たよ。
Yes. What is it?
移動させたよ。
Great. Everything should be aligned now.
Miss Know-It-All is hesitating.
どうしたんだ？
Yeah. Nothing. Now the only thing left to do is to unmute the headphones. If we got the location right, we should then be able to hear whatever sound this anomaly makes.
そう、なぜヘッドホンをミュートにしてあるんだ？
Honestly, I'm a little scared.
怖い。静寂が流れてるだけで他の音は何もしないんじゃないのか？
I don't know. That's what I'm scared of. I don't know. It could be anything. I mean, what sound does the nothing make? How can you even listen to something that doesn't exist? What if silence is only what surrounds it, but the swallow itself is... I don't know. I'm just scared. Maybe it's going to be something terrifying. Maybe it's going to tear the world apart.
Like that evil ink that filled the printout, erasing coherence and meaning.
通りだ。考えすぎだ。
Maybe I'm just tired.
確かに怖いが向き合うより他ない。
Yeah, you're right. Let's do it.
The lieutenant takes a step back, and then nothing. Nothing happens as Sona Lokanen Kilda presses unmute on her keyboard. Now you can hear some small animal cross the floor in the chancel. It's that quiet in the sanctuary. She doesn't talk. Her eyes closed and brows knitted together in a state of deep focus. One...
Damn it!
どうなんだ？え？何か聞こえたのか？
No, of course not.
聞こえない。
Nothing happened. Let's move on.
Despite her fear, She was hoping for something extraordinary to take place.
何も起こらなかったとはどういう意味だ？吸音口の位置は特定できたのか？あれ？
No. My hypothesis was wrong. According to this, I should have heard something if I got the coordinates right. But this is just another failure. Silence sounds like silence. That's all it is. You can try on the headphones. See if you can hear anything. But don't.
Silence is silence? You're sure there's more to it?
ねえ。
This can't be it. You should have a listen.
伝説のヘッドホンを近くもうちょっと上げられるはず。今下がりまくってるはず。価格はもともと高いからね。出るよ。価格四角上がってない？あ、これだ。帽子なんか変えとこう。帽子。これしかないかな。
Yes, what is it?
よし、行こう。
Everything disappears. You are draped in silence like a
ゴール
drowning
ドアマ
man
ークア
staring
で
into
プラ
its
ス2に
puny
なってた
little
な。
headspace.
はい。
And then the pressure changes.
気圧が変化する。どういうことだ？
It feels like flying on an aerostatic, or when your ears pop, or like a subtle difference in the atmosphere. What if the sound you're looking for is too low for you to hear it?
そうな。もっといい音響システムが必要なだけだとしたらどうする？
A better sound system? Alright, but where would we get one?
Suddenly, a rhythmic beat permeates the walls, causing a small patch of
彼らが
decorative
手伝ってくれ
stucco
る？
to crumble onto the wooden floor.
They should really allocate some renovation funds to this place.
No. What they really should do is shut down the disco men for disturbing neighborhood peace.
協
You
力
mean
頼
the
めるか
speed
も。
freaks? Of course, the speed freaks. They have a fantastic sound system. And you think they would help me?
お、ここに越してくることを認めてやりさえすれば力を貸してくれると思う
I
ぞ。
guess I could live through a week or two of peaceful
Oh.
coexistence.
Brilliant negotiating there, detective.
やった
As
ー。
always.
そしたらあいつらと話してくる。
Let me know how it goes.
やったー。
Thanks.
やめらんない楽しいはい価格がビンビンだからね今楽しいのやめらんないこのゲーム始めると4時間やっちゃうなよーし許可もらってきたぞ
Hi
話
again.
してきた
So, how are things going?
了解について
Yes? What's the
聞い
deal?
てくれそうなのせっかく来たぞスピーカーを貸すという条件付きで
We
な
are grateful, Copman. You're an augury of a new era of a Nordic dance music.
彼女の研究が終わるまでのスペースを共有してもらうことに
That's
なる
fine. We can manage.
はーい
And you're still sure about keeping our little side business, right?
まあそれはダメだ
Fine. We can make do. It's going to take us a bit to move our stuff inside. A couple of hours, maybe. Come check back later.
やったーもういけるのかな 間あれから結構経ってる判定なの。あそこ行きたいんだけどな。今回の話が楽しいな。お、やってるね。やってるね。って言ってるけど。
Yeah, it's all set up, man. Can you already imagine 1,000 people in here? 10,000! Ecstatic vibrations, totally transcendent. And I've finished setting up the new compressor too. Now the only thing left to do is the name of the club. Will you do the honors, detective?
名付けやらしてくれるの？アンドレは？
The name. Everything I managed to come up with sounds just wrong.
Andre's overthinking it.
エイシルいいんじゃない？
You should do it, detective.
自分ですか。
It would be good for the signs. Noid's right. You've helped us so much. It's the right thing to do.
キムなら？
I wouldn't.
An underground place with no name. Sounds like something the Crabman would say.
We're not going with anything the Crabman would say.
Why not?
カニ男が言いそうなこと。
The Crabman has ideas, Estelle.
I don't care. I don't like the Crabman, and I don't like his ideas.
じゃあこんな名前はどうだい？
Well, what's the name?
ディスコエリジウムだ。
Like that DeLorean word for the world, you mean?
つい選んじゃうねこれね。あのエリジウム。
Disco Elysium. Isn't it wacky? Disco's kind of gone, isn't it?
いいじゃん。
The past is the future.
そうよ。
But the future is dead.
過去は未来だが未来は死んでいる。
No, it's beautiful.
いや、いいでしょう。
Beautiful and brave, like we want it to be.
よしよし。
And short.
ね、覚えやすい。
It's settled then.
やったー。
Everyone welcome to
まさか
Disco
こんなところ
Elysium.
でディスコエリジウムが出てくるとは。
Andre breaks into frenzied dance-like
いいね。
motion to sell. You should go with the flow. Join in on the experience.
わかった、一緒にや
It
る。
feels good. It feels right.
手足を使って
But what
何
is
をしてるんだろう。
I'm dancing.
不格好だ
That
な。
soft core gyrating is
ソフト
supposed
コア
to
だね。
be dancing.
ダンスというものについて話がしたい。
Yes, my man.
かわいいな。
Talk? What is there to talk about if you can express yourself
それ
with
で自分を表現できるなら何を話す
audio
ことがある？
waves thump against your rib
スピ
cage?
ーカーを設置したおかげで全体的な音質は強くなったが明らかに何
But
かが
there's
欠
a
けている。
noticeable lack of something.
言葉はいらない。今は踊ろう。無理だよ。ダンスへの情熱の高まりはあるけど。
It's
髪
to
型何？
express my individuality.
個性を表
Is
してる。
that a bald spot?
部分
It's
だ
hard
け
to。tell for sure with the fused together spikes, but it looks like he's balding.
出てきていることが大
Of
切な
course
の
it
か？
is. Otherwise, I'd just be another poor guy with no education and no money. General issue, man. Now I'm all that, and I have radical spikes.
増えてるからこその
All
髪型
because
なの
I'm
か？
balding, yes. I want to fuse the remains of
そ
my
う
hair
なの
together
ね。
before it leaves me. I want to show my hair. I don't give a fuck how old you think I am.
うん。
I'm 20.
何歳なんだ？そっちではない。結構上なのかな？なる
Maybe it
ほど。
was a bad idea. Anyway,
うん。変なもので髪染めたのかな？よし、どうかな？わあ。プログラム書いとるな。どう？順調？うん、あの音ダンスミュージックしか耳に入ってこん。あ、そうでしょう。計画は順調か？順調か？そうか、なぜだ
？I need him to plug a 3.5 cable into the auxiliary input so that I can route the audio signal to the mixer into the speakers.
直接頼めばいいじゃないか。もう、
He doesn't listen to me.
そっかそっかそっか。あ、わかった。話してみる。はい、3.5 ミリのケーブルを補助入力に差し込む。
Maybe you can get through his magic rhymes. Let me know how it goes.
はーい。 A するか。うん。やっほー。何も言わない。言わない。言わない。言わない。何をしている？何のために？パーティーボーイだと？変わっちゃった。何のために？これも、パーティーボーイだと？あ、で終わりだっけ？はい。何のために？俺もパーティーボーイかも。あれ？違うな。
He furrows his brow as his very large head.
はい。ハードコア。かなりハードコアだな。
Is it though?
俺もさっきそう思ってたところだ。あ、終わっちゃった。難しいよ君。何も言わない。何も言わない。何も言わない。何も言わない。何も言わない。正直で違うだろう。うん、この流れはダメなんだよ。ハードコアだな。先ほど思ってたところだ。ああ、難しい。忘れる。ああ、しまった。間違った。はい。からのハードコアだな。どうだと思う？うん。お？何が問題なのかを知るところだろう？
Don't be alarmed. Everything is okay. He isn't actually worried. Everything is still super hardcore. What he probably needs is it could be even more so.
Oh, I can route it through auxiliary.
3.5 ミリだな。
She uses 3.5.
あれ？角が合わない。
Oh no. We're going to be in this church.
Don't worry. I have an
adapter
for it right here. Hang on. This is a
お、やった。
We're all good, people.
Whoa, thank God.
よかった。
Adapters noticeably degrade the sound quality.
Great! Someone got through to him. Okay, let's get it all set up.
一回だけ音楽消せない？
Everybody, don't panic. I'm going to turn off the on for just a sec for a special scheduled event.
臨時イベント発生。
The honor will be back. But we're doing something else for one moment.
いいね。
All right. Go tell us that Egghead is ready to rave to her tunes. And then I'll turn off the music.
一旦戻るよ。よし。一回止めてくれるって。
Yes, what is it?
うん。
Okay, but think you can ask him to turn the volume down a bit?
念のため音量を少し下げる。ダメっぽい。
I know it is, but could you please turn it down just this instance?
Pump it to the brick. Pump it to the hard master. There's no other way.
接着剤スタイルだよ。
Glue style? Okay.
Glue style.
There literally is no other way. The mixing desk
あ、なるほど。動かせないんだ。
He pumps it to the hard master. It's hopeless.
最大で固まってしまって動かせないってことなんじゃないか？
Of course it is. Never mind then. Let's get on with our project. I'm going to unmute the speakers on a count of 5. Everyone ready?
Egghead pumps his hair up in the air, waiting for the beat to drop.
Born ready.
今二重に表示されてたよ君。
Ready.
よしよし。
I'm ready if you two are detectives.
The
よし。
lieutenant
いいな
nods
このメンバ
stoically.
ー。
Suddenly,
仲間になれ
your
ば？
palms are sweaty. The church seems cold and large. There's tightness in your chest. anxiety.
不安だな。ちょっと待ってくれ。
What?
なんでもない。やろう。準備 OK。
5、
おまかどうかなりそう。
3, 2, 1. You disengaged.
No wind outside, no waves, no floorboards creaking. Total, continuous silence. This is unnatural. The woman looks around. In the silence, you see dust move on the floorboards. The driver of the speaker vibrates in the air and then stops. Plus, in the silence, a low hum starts creeping up your spine. It's a song inside you, not in the speakers, not in the room. A great bass sigh in the basement of your mind. Slowly, it builds until the air around you starts to vibrate. It's out there now, in the world.
クワダマカか違うけど、なんかそういうやつ。
It will devour everything.
すべてが食い尽くされる。え、ゲームオーバー？
The floorboards, the glass, the streets and people. Nothing.
Guys, what's going on? It's getting louder.
やばい。
In the basins, the water looks like it's boiling.
Hosiana! Mother of
メガの母。
In his mind, a tidal wave approaching from afar, swallowing entire coastlines on its way. Salvation.
俺の中で響いていたよ、最初。美女と野獣から。
No, egg! It's the window!
窓があれ、揺れる。まずいぞ。
In the corner of your eye, the lieutenant steps aside.
何経路割り出そう。これは大事よ。
His eyes searching for a possible evacuation route.
The window is going to come down! No, the roof!
あー、割れてきている。天井ごと。
Cracks appear on the stained glass window. Cracks run up the wooden pillars.
まずい。お、受け止めてやるのか。エッグヘッド。
Below it, all the bass grows, like the jaws of a giant compressor gnawing on metal and wood. It's shaking the building's foundation. The floor twists.
あ、ねじれている。
That's it. I'm muting it.
今セーブできる。あ、できない。いや、気になる。最高じゃないか。じゃないか。
Beautiful car! Beautiful life!
Shit! It doesn't
止まらない。
A seal? Have you? Yes, I've turned it off. Andre, pull the compressor. The place is gonna come down.
Fuck!
プレッサーを抜く。
I can't shut it up.
止めらんない。
The signal's passed. It's not in here. It's
ここじゃなくて。
In the mixing desk now, building into a positive feedback loop.
ループしてるのね。
A great roar. The vault of the roof twists above you. Glass shatters somewhere
間も
near
な
the
く壊れる。
It's coming down.
このミキサーだー。
And then it stops.
あー、ご経験値って結局ダメかもしれ
As
ん。
if there never was a sound. Only your ears still ring from the shock. Everybody is staring at Egghead.
Egg.
I pulled the plug. It was getting too hardcore.
抜くなよって
You
言っ
did
た方が
good,
よかったか
Egg.
な。
Most of the place seems to be intact. Fucking hell. Programmer lady, tell me you were recording that.
4 years. 22 people. Millions of reals. All that time? This is what we were up against. Just erased it. Suriswov isn't gonna believe this.
Yeah, but did you record it though? It was dope. I think we can use it.
お、音使っちゃう？
Yes, Andre. I recorded it. Damn, I need to send some letters now.
でも、わかったっぽいね、何か。
Thank you all for doing this. Eggman, you too. And you, officer. I don't know what we've discovered, but I know what it sounds like now. That's a start.
今聞こえ
It
た？
was very hard not to. I think you're right. There is something going on here. And you need to be very careful with it.
I promise, officer. We will not play again.
何だったんだあれ
It
は。
was mathematical information from the anomaly, presented as a waveform. That's what it was technically. There. I have no idea. I've never even heard of anything like this.
Her voice seems muffled in the silent church. It's your ears adjusting after the exposure.
クリスワフに手紙を書
Yes,
くのか？
our lead designer. And maybe some of the producers too. And some of the writers. If they're sober enough to open a transmission. They need to hear.
That it wasn't her fault. Or theirs.
They need to
彼女
hear
の
about
せいで
this.
はなかった。
Don't worry. I won't send the recording. Although I doubt they have the speakers to produce the frequency anyway.
この後はどうなる？
Stay here.
あ、
I'm
や
going
った、
to stay
70 上
here
がっ
with
た。
these lunatics.
残っ
Send
た。
letters, maybe meet Sulispov. Also
お、一
devise
緒に
further
やる
messages.
んだな。結局同じ場所にいるんだな。うん。
I want you to know that's
あ、
totally chill
仲
with
良く
us.
なっちゃってるね。
I don't care, but thank you anyway.
あ、よかったよ
That's
か
the
った。
best she can manage for Andre. It's quite a lot in truth. For her, at least.
Now, I have a theory to come up with. Some kind of preliminary explanation to all this.
そうね。
Or the letter will sound like I've lost my mind.
Yes, and we have to get back to stabilizing Martinez. Instead of demolishing it with loud bass
す
noise
みま
of
せんね、
unknown
キムさ
origins.
ん。
Some tiny hard thing lets go in your stomach. You're still alive. You have an explanation for all this. Somewhere deep in you. You just don't have the pieces yet. You don't know enough about
な
the
んだいなん
world.
だい？
But that Joyce, if you knew
構
all
築
she
難し
knows,
い。
could put it together.
神がかり的な地域域について知らない。お、知ったらいけそうだね。よし。あ、ブレイクスルーしたね。そう
Some kind of superstar.
うん。
They say the world isn't ready for a rock and roll cop.
うん、ロックン
No
ロ
one
ール
wants
ケー
their
スは
state
ダメです
monopoly
か？
on violence to be mixed with celebrity worship. They claim to know it would be dangerous for detectives to rise to the ranks of demigods and have sexual encounters with barely legal cover girls. It would be insane, they say. To all this, you say, fuck off and die, in a cool voice. You people have no idea how good these cops are gonna get. They're gonna crack 20 cases a day. In the future, cops will be like astrophysicists, or prime ministers, or prophets. And you're the first one.
学習上限って必要？あんまり必要だと思わないんだよな。ちょっとずつ上がったんでしょ、学習上限が。これの方にそうだ。じゃあ例えば内陸帝国をいっぱい上げられるように1、2、体格とかいっぱい上げられるけど、でもそれほどのスキルポイントがたまらないのよ。もう、白明がちょっとギリギリだなっていうぐらいで、いらんな。ある種のスーパースター、一回消します。一回っていうかもう、スキルポイントをなくしてしまったし。まあまあまあ、いろいろやってみるの大事よ。ゴヒャーもなんかあるだろうな。現実の荒野。今ならアルコール依存症解決できるのでは内面か。20時間かかるぞ。よしよし、とりあえず今回はここで終わりにしよう。いやー、よかったよかった、楽しかった。